What's going on, you guys? Keep me on the camera here, and today I am still a bachelor. If you guys haven't been watching the videos that I've been uploading the past couple of days, me and Bridget have been going through a little bit of relationship problems, which is very normal for a normal relationship, but I can't do it. I can't fucking talk. Guys, we are currently separated. I am at a fucking Airbnb. We are talking about a divorce, and the worst part about it is nobody even believes it because we have clickbaited this so many times that when I'm having a real problem and I need somebody to talk to, nobody believes me, including my own friends. Grimm's Toy Show wrote me and he was like, hey, you gotta stop talking about your wife. You know, one day she's really gonna fucking leave you. And I'm like, dude, you know we're having real problems. You were the therapist for them last time. Nobody fucking believed. Sorry, what's going on, you guys? Kippy on the camera here, and I'm the happiest I have ever. And I am living the bachelor life. I am single, and Bridget, I know, is not miserable without me, which is somehow making this worse. Right? Like, if I knew she was at least suffering, it would make this a little bit better, but I know that she's not. I know that she's happy. I know that her DMs are filled with and probably more than I get. She's getting everything. I got a thump in my ear. I can't hold the camera anymore. My arm's tired. My arm's tired. Things are not going well for me right now, you guys. I am in an emotional state that I can't describe because I thought by now Bridget and I would have worked things out, but it's not even looking like we're going to this time. I wish that I could tell you guys, I wish that I could find the words to tell you that this is not like some story or clickbait, that we are actually going through something, but nobody would believe me either way. My own family doesn't believe me. My own mom was like, that's just some on your story, right? And I was like, no, Mom, I told you on... Okay, here's the deal. Let's talk. Hold on, let me walk outside. Oh, God. I need some fresh air. The fuck are you jingling so happily about? Something that a lot of you guys probably don't really know is me and Bridget didn't just come to this decision the other day. We have been talking about this for about a month. December was a terrible month. You guys saw that we weren't making Christmas videos and we didn't really do much, and we went to like the lights with the kids, but that's because we felt like we kind of had to because we weren't doing anything as a family, and we realized that like life kind of sucks right now. Will you stop jingling? I'm talking right now, dude. What are you happy about? There's nothing to jingle about in this world. Totally off camera, I told my entire family on Christmas Eve that me and Bridget were probably separating and headed to a divorce. Here's the message that I said with my mom. This was on Christmas Eve. You guys, I can't illustrate this to you enough that this is not clickbait, but the problem is I've done it too many times. I am now known as a clickbaiting, lying, abusive piece of garbage, and on top of that, I'm losing my wife and my kids at the same time. This thing is jingling too much. I'm going inside. I can't do it, okay? I don't want to be outside. I don't know why it's got to be so happy. My life's in dire straits. Guys, this is as real as it gets. We told our entire family on Christmas Eve that our marriage had dissolved, that nothing was going right, that we weren't communicating anymore. Bridget told her mom. We told everybody because we finally felt like we had to include somebody in on our problems. And I would like to say that we are working on them, and we kind of are. We're talking to each other and we're communicating, and I want to see her, but I don't think she wants to see me. And to make matters worse, Tina, you... Ooh, I want to snap. I'm going to give myself a brain hemorrhage. Tina, you fool. You monstrous, one-legged, fucking rancid bitch. Had to throw it in my head, if you didn't see the last video, that Bridget is happy without me.
Home is not just about food in the refrigerator, Mike. It's about the memories you make with your children. You see their little faces cooking with their daddy.
Come on, Tina. I don't need any of this extra
You
stuff.
want them to come with somebody else?
No.
Then go home! Before it's too late, Mike! Mike, go home. Stop letting your pride get you, bro. You know you love her. You know you love those kids.
I love her, yes.
I know you do. I know you do.
I love her.
You damn right you do. And don't let somebody else love her, Mike. Because you know what you got. Don't lose it. Because sometimes it doesn't come back, Mike. Let her go cry.
Ever since Tina told me this, it's all I have been able to like, I couldn't sleep. It's all I've thought about for the past 2 days is Tina telling me that Bridget is actually happy without me. And that completely deflated me because part of me was kind of happy that I'm living the bachelor lifestyle. But not if it means she is too. No. There's only room for one of us to be happy in this relationship and it ain't her. Okay. That's toxic. Okay. Now I see why she left. I'm toxic. I keep reloading Bridget's Twitter to see if she posts anything new. By the way, if you look, she doesn't follow me. I don't follow her. She took me out of her bio. Oh, I noticed I'm still her pinned tweet though. She wants everybody to know that she almost killed me, just not that she's in a relationship with me. What the? A late Christmas present from my ex-husband? It's mine now? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, no. Excuse me? What does that mean? Look at this. Somebody said, be careful, guys are after you now. And she said, I've noticed. She's loving this. She is loving that I am so tortured and sad and broken and depressed. She wants me to cry myself to sleep. She gets off to it. That's what she enjoys. Look at that. She just responded to me. She said, hey man, you left me. Mind your business. I had to leave. I didn't have a choice. Look at you guys. She took me out of her bio. Oh God. Oh God. Great. Oh, fuck. Oh. Now she knows I'm creeping. I gotta block her. I gotta block her. Okay. We're good. I am losing it, you guys, okay? And Bridget is blocked. I will never unblock you, honey. Never. She's fucking punishing me because she knows She knows I'm going through it, dude. She knows I'm snapping. She knows I am this close. I gotta watch what I say. I'm this close to being a good person. I'm that close to that. Oh, God, I'm that close to being the best person. I'm that close to being the best human being. I need more fresh air. I gotta get out of this house. Oh, God. Okay. I want you guys to know, oh, by the way, I shaved, and if you're wondering why I did that, it's because I was trying to trim it earlier, because I was like hyperventilating earlier and crying myself in the shower, and I ended up cutting too much, and I had to go the rest of the way off. So that's why. Oh, I forgot they're fucking doing that. Guys, I'm not well. I am not well. I was crying in the shower, trying to trim up my beard, and I ended up taking up too much, so the rest of it had to go. I almost took off the eyebrows, but I didn't. I don't know if that was like an auditory hallucination or if it really happened. Guys, I just want you to say I appreciate all the messages, the kind words, all the women in my DMs. Bridget, I got women in my DMs now, and a couple of them are serious, okay? A couple of them were guys, but, you know, I got pics. Please don't send me those, okay? Please. My DMs are open for women only, okay? Not, if you swing that way, that's okay, but I don't, okay? Not yet, anyways. Oh, man. I do want to apologize, you guys, for being so emotionally unstable. And that goes to Bridget, too. I do owe Bridget an apology. I haven't been the best human being. I haven't been the best husband, the best friend. I'm sitting here responding to a message that I've gotten frequently. Somebody asked Bridget, why do you always make him leave. And I want you guys to know that is not the case. Okay, if you want to read my response, pause it, go ahead. But I'm going to talk about it right now. Bridget didn't make me leave the house. Every time that I leave the house, she is not the one making me do it. I am the one choosing to do it. Number one, we are married. So no matter what happens, you know what? I need to watch what I say legally. Just because, in case we get a divorce. But the house is definitely half hers. Okay, guys, we are married. Her name is on that house. She has been on the house from the beginning. So number one, she's entitled to half of it. And I am entitled to half of it as well. But here's the problem. We have 2 babies and they need stability. And they have bedrooms and beds and routines and places they love to run and play and watch television. They need their own space. And for that reason, they need to stay in that house because that's where they know, that's where they love, that is their home. And unfortunately for me, those babies need their mother more than they need their father. Babies need their mothers to grow. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to be there for my kids. Bridget, why can't you just hold the camera for me? Can you just do that? I can't hold it. It's too heavy. Children need their moms. And yes, they need their fathers. I'm going to be there for my kids. But Bridget is the primary caretaker. I can't even talk. I'm fucking everything up. Cut this. Cut this. Bridget's the primary caretaker. Bridget's... You guys, Bridget is the primary caretaker. Am I even saying the words? Am I talking at all? You guys, Bridget is the primary... Oh my God, dude. She takes care of the kids. They rely on her more than Hey, dude. I want to slap myself in the face, but I can't. Bridget is the caretaker to those kids, primarily. And they need her more than they need me. And while I'm going to be there for my kids and I'm going to be in their lives and hopefully back in Bridget's, for the time being, they need to be with her. And for that reason, she gets the house, she gets the kids, and I'm done with this scene, okay? I am done. Little update, she is still haunting me. She just posted best ex-husband ever because I posted a video defending her and then blocked the guy. And then now she's like referring to me as her ex-husband. So of course I told her to herself, right? And I'm getting furious. I'm done. There's something that I really need to do, you guys. I need to go to that... I need to take out the trash. That's what I need to do. Well, there's food, but look, I gotta eat, okay? I'm still a man. All right, now let's take out the trash. Actually, there is raw meat in these bags. All right, I'm gonna put up my groceries and then we're gonna take out the trash. Oh man, what happened here? Guys, I need to take the trash to the street, but oh my God. Guys, I'm gonna take the trash to the street, I'm gonna take the trash to the street for Bridget because I just... Oh God. Okay, I don't really have much time, you guys. I need to pick up this trash and I need to take it to the street. What is this? She took the Christmas tree down. Oh my God. What? She went to Hall's Chop House. Okay, what the actual f going on here without me? What the f happening in my f house? What the f? Nobody goes to fucking Hall's Chop House alone, and that is a takeout container, okay? That is not a to-go bag. She went to Hall's Chop House. Oh, there's a trash bag on the porch, and I gotta get it. Oh my God. Guys, why does it feel like I'm like stalking my wife right now? Ex-wife. Like, it's not even like a formal separation, right? Like, I've left the house at like her request, at my request, so I can come back if I want to, right? I'm gonna take the trash to the street, you guys, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna confront her. I'm not gonna make it into a problem. I'm gonna just get out of here. Tell you something, you guys, okay? Let me tell you something. Don't fall in love, okay? Fall in love. Should I come back and search the trash again? Because I feel like there's stuff that she's gonna be hiding way more next time. And oh man, I'm obsessed. Okay, cut this part out. Do a new scene. Michael, note for yourself, cut this part out so you don't look obsessive. Guys, I'm not even in a bad mood anymore. She deserves to be happy. She deserves to eat Hall's Chop House if she wants to, as long as she's alone and not with another guy at our spot, eating our cake, our steak, our truffle butter. See, and that's the problem, Michael, right there. I am back, you guys, and that did not go according to plan. I gotta be honest. I went there because I wanted to save my wife from having to take the trash to the street. I wanted to be a good husband and do something nice. And then I heard her voice and I hid like a cried in pants, and I still took the trash to the street anyway, and I'm humiliated. Guys, I just checked Twitter and I just saw Bridget posted this picture that says, "What am I thinking about?" Look. Look. Oh, okay. Okay, this is unacceptable. Answer.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
What are you thinking about right now?
What?
I'm not laughing. What's that tweet you just posted?
Oh, eggplant. I sent it to you.
Bridget?
What?
Oh, you thinking about it right now? Is that what's going on? Huh?
What? No.
Bridget got on her mind? This ain't funny, dude.
No, that's terrible. No, I sent it to you.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you absolutely didn't.
Yes, I did. Why would I ever think about that? I was thinking about eggplants. Eggplant parmesan.
I'm done. That's it. Okay.
And I sent it to you. I thought it was cute.
Where'd you send it at, Bridget? Snapchat?
Yes.
Oh, you did send it.
Also, were you here?
Huh?
Were you here?
Who? Who was there?
You.
I wasn't there. What are you talking about?
The trash is at the street.
I wasn't at the house and I wasn't going through the garbage cans.
Why? Oh my.
I was not going. Let me ask you this. Who'd you go to Hall's Chop House with?
What?
I saw a Hall's Chop House bag, and by the way, there was a box that said steaks, plural, more than one steak, and I know you did more than one steak, so who the did you take to Hall's Chop House? Now you're in the hot seat. I'm filming this.
My mom.
What?
My mom.
You took your mom to Hall's Chop House and not me?
You broke up with me.
I did not break up with you. I filed for divorce from you.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do that. I just decided to leave. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so don't worry about what I post anymore.
God, I put the phone in water.
With what? Why were you over here?
Because I wanted to check on you and I want to take the trash to the street. Are you not happy?
Yes, of course I'm happy, but like, you could have said hi or something instead of lurking in the trash cans.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You're a stalker, bro.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay.
I'm gonna miss this.
What'd you just say?
I'm gonna miss this.
I'm about to make some toast. Okay. You guys, it is the next day. I'm sitting outside. It's actually 30 degrees right now. So I am braving the wolves to do this scene for you right now. I want to take a second here at the end of the video to, one, read a couple of your comments. Just give you something, you know, real for a second here, because I know a lot of people seem to think that, you know, I'm turning the whole thing into a joke, and maybe part of me is doing that because it's easier than facing the truth on video and crying and embarrassing myself. But I just want to take a second here at the end to respond to some of your comments. And I had Bridget send me the comments to respond to, and I told her, don't sugarcoat it. Give me something real that I can respond to. And so that is what I am about to do. I just want to say to those of you that have been supporting me, thank you. I've gotten a ton of messages lately, and you know, for the ones that believe it, thank you. It really, I open my arms up, it freezes even more. Yeah, seriously, thank you. I've gotten so many positive comments. For the past week I've been here, I've been kind of neglecting my diet again. You know, I lost almost, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but over the past year I've lost nearly 100 pounds. And I put on about 20 since I've been here because I've been eating junk food and candy, and I gotta stop. But I want to respond to a couple of your comments. And somebody's being eaten alive by dogs over that way. So I'm gonna read some of your comments. I'm gonna respond to them right here at the end of the video. Junkyard Dog says, Bridget is gonna hit that child support lottery. Maybe. She might hit the child support lottery, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because I have 2 kids with that woman. We've been together for 16 years. This year would have been 17 years that we have been together. Do you realize how long that is? Our relationship is almost old enough to date Leonardo DiCaprio. Right? Like, that close. And then break up with him less than 10 years later. But regardless, the opportunity would have, guys, 17 years is such a long time to get to know somebody and build a foundation and learn what they like, what they dislike. At the same time, it's also a long time to create damage, which is one of the problems that we had. Guys, I'm not going to go into everything about what's happened in a relationship, and maybe there is a time and place to do that, but a lot of our problems were created by me years ago. And you know, people say, oh, you're clickbaiting, you know, another breakup. Guys, maybe it's just the fact that we break up every one of those times that we have clickbaited it, and every time, because I have such severe fight or flight, I have felt like this is the last time. This is the real breakup. And then I talk about it, and then we get back together, and then I regret doing it. But this time, I sat on the decision for a good 3 months before actually pulling the trigger. We decided to get through the holidays as a happy family, and it's not like we're totally unhappy to begin with. We're not like coming for each other's throats. I still talk to my wife. I still love her very much. I wish we weren't getting a divorce. I would love to work on the problems that we're having, but for the time being, it's not like she's my enemy. So if she hits the child support lottery, you know, that's just going to be taking care of my kids with money that she was there from the beginning to make. So yeah, you know, I wonder what the child support lottery is, though. What is that number? The fuck was that? Jesus Christ, I think the Terminator is coming back in time to kill me. Guys, I don't know what the child support lottery is. How much that would be for her. I don't know. Hey, 50 Cent only had to pay his kid, $6 grand a month. So that dude makes a lot more money than me. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, if she hits the child support lottery, then cha-ching. You know what I mean? She deserves it. She is my best friend and my wife. So, and you can't use this against me in court proceedings, because my opinion is subject to change. This guy says we are separating part 1 million. Yes, you were right. That's exactly what this is. But it's like I said in the previous comment. You know, it's not like those times weren't real either. You know, relationships are a lot of hard work, and I don't think that... Do you realize how often people break up? Now imagine spanning that across 17 years together. When you're up each other's ass all day and you get no breaks for each other. Like, yeah, it's going to lead to like a tumultuous foundation to your relationship. And because of that, yeah, we broke up a few times on video, and I'm not proud of them. And I you know, there was probably a couple of times in there we weren't actually breaking up, and it was like, oh, that'd be funny, you know. But other than that, but outside of that, when we've done it on video and I've left the house or whatever the case may be, those were all real. September was real. When we did it last year, it was real. It doesn't make it less real. It just means that there's some times where our fight or flight kicks in and we think we have a worse relationship than we do. So yes, this is part 1 million. Hopefully there's a part 1,000,005. Like, you know, hopefully this isn't the last one, but you know, here we are. So this person said, imagine their kids growing up not knowing what a relationship is and following in their parents' footsteps. Well, I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but if they followed in our footsteps, they would be in a happy place. Because first of all, every relationship fights. Every relationship has breakups, or at least near breakups. Every relationship has this kind of thing. What matters is how you act on those situations. Now, Bridget and I have never fought in front of those kids. I don't know if you have heard Tina or like what she said in the previous video. We have the sweetest kids in the entire world, and on the outside looking in, our kids think we have the happiest relationship they have ever seen. When me and Bridget decide we're going to get into an argument, we do it over text message, because we don't raise our voice around the kids. They don't need to see that. They don't need to be witness to arguments and fighting like we did when we were children, like I did when I was a child, between my parents. Our children don't see that side of us. If we're vlogging it, they're not in the house. Our kids, we're very lucky. We have the most beautiful kids in the entire world, and they're the sweetest. And a lot of that work goes to Bridget, because she helped lay the foundation to creating such beautiful humans, and I give her a ton of credit for that. And yeah, if they follow in our footsteps, that means they're going to find some happiness. We've been together for 17 years. Do you know how hard that is to accomplish? You know how many marriages end in divorce? Well, ours did a year in, but here we are. Yeah. Our kids will be very lucky. She said, damn, money must be low. Yeah, for you. No, guys, there's a reason I don't daily video anymore, because we've pretty much semi-retired anyways, unless, well, now I'm going to be paying for 2 households, so maybe I'll make a comeback. Okay, this one I got to read right here. He said, this channel just feels like one of those bad shows no one watches anymore, but it still goes on and on. I swear this dude has the Truman Show syndrome or some shit. He thinks his life is a TV show. Look, everybody's life is a TV show if you put it on YouTube for public consumption, okay? I'm going to put that comment here. I don't feel like editing it, okay? And what I found interesting is there was a response. He goes, sad thing is, the regular vlogs where they're just normal people recording their life are actually interesting, yet he insists on doing this. This is my regular life. I'm sitting in an Airbnb away from my kids, wishing that I was with them. Guys, I'm sorry you don't find it interesting, but I have to vlog it. I have to put this on the internet because people have invested too much time into us to just not do it for you guys. So yeah, I'm sorry that this is what the content is right now, but it doesn't make it not real. It doesn't make it like, it's unfortunate, and maybe I do have Truman Show syndrome. I don't know. I should have never put a ring on that finger. I do not regret marrying my wife. I don't. What I regret is not doing it sooner. You know, not doing it sooner probably created a lot of rejection in her. Like, is she not good enough to marry? Is she not worthy of that title to be my wife in the first place? So I have regrets not doing it sooner. I don't have regrets that I gave her my last name, because she earned it. She deserved it. Not that she wants it.
This video is brought to you by BitBox NES game cases. There is no better way to protect, store, and show off your NES game collection. Only available at StoneAgeGamer.com/BitBox. Skip it up and that up. So we all know that in June 9th to be specific, Microsoft is releasing a connectless Xbox One bundle for $399, which I applauded them for. I think it's a brilliant move. I'm happy that they're doing it much quicker than I predicted. It's a brilliant business move that's going to bring them in a ton of more customers. But of course, on the flip side though, Microsoft is in full damage control with Kinect. They're white knighting it and trying to convince everyone they're still 100% behind it, which is a pile of crap. And on top of that, Major Nelson Larry Herb is also defending the Kinect. He actually just had one of his most recent podcasts and he was defending it on there. This is what he had to say. We are not discontinuing Kinect or support for it. We still have a whole team of folks working on that, but we want to give everybody who would like to get in on the Xbox One action an opportunity. Microsoft, we don't believe you though, because you've been flip-flopping with the Xbox One since you announced the console. If you go to Eurogamer, I'll have another article below in the description. If you go to Eurogamer, back in February, they asked Xbox UK marketing chief Harvey Eagle if they were going to get rid of Kinect with the Xbox One. And this is what he had to say. A Kinectless Xbox One is not in our plans at all. This is only back in February. You can't tell me they weren't having meetings discussing making a Kinectless Xbox One bundle. Come on, son. Now, of course, Phil Spencer also said that he thinks that a Kinectless Xbox One will help sell more Kinects because now more people will buy the Xbox One at the cheaper price point and then later say, hey, I'm losing my fucking mind. Let me go buy a Kinect. Phil, no. You killed the Kinect. It's okay. Just admit it. You unbundling the Kinect, which honestly the thing was dead on arrival anyway. You unbundling the Kinect and giving people an option not to buy it was the final nail in the coffin of not only the Kinect, but of motion controls. There's the reason people aren't buying the Xbox One, or the people who've waited to buy the Xbox One, is because they didn't want the Kinect. So unless there's some amazing IP that you're coming out with that only works with the Kinect, that will even change my mind about the Kinect, which I think the Kinect is an absolute piece of shit, you killed the Kinect by doing this, which is okay, because honestly I wanted the Kinect to die. Look, the reality of the Kinect is, one, I'm happy this is happening because to me this is, like I just said, the final nail in the coffin with motion control gaming. And motion control gaming was like the Ebola virus of the gaming industry. To me, honestly, it held gaming back. People were more concerned about gimmicks. Microsoft and Sony were trying to play catch up with Nintendo with the original Wii in the previous generation. I'm glad this is happening. And what I see really happening in the future is, I really think this is going to happen with the Kinect. Microsoft is going to quietly, like in a year and a half, 2 years, maybe even a little less, because hell, they're coming out with a Xbox One Kinectless bundle much quicker than I thought. They're going to quietly, sweep the Kinect under the rug, make sure no one's paying attention, slowly discontinue it, not mention anything about it, not officially state they're getting rid of it. They're just going to do it. You're probably going to go to stores in the future and see it being sold for dirt cheap. And what they're going to do is, because if people still want to use like the voice commands and they want to use Skype and use a webcam on the Xbox One, they're just going to come out with a good webcam for the Xbox One with good microphones. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And you know what? I understand they have to defend the product. I'm sure they've put a shit ton of man hours into developing it, and I'm sure deep down there's a lot of people at Microsoft that are heartbroken that the thing isn't doing well, but I'm happy it isn't. We need to move on from motion controls. We need to move on from motion control gaming. It's not doing anything good for the industry, and I'm glad this is going to happen. And mark my words, in the somewhat near future, we're going to see the Kinect discontinued, and Microsoft, just so people could still use the voice commands and still use Skype and whatever else they want to use, they're going to come out with a Xbox One webcam. Mark my words, in the future it's going to happen. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one. This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com, a fantastic site for retro games, systems, accessories, and more. Be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com. Skip it up and that up. So there was a really, really interesting article on Cinema Blend that showed a crap ton of footage of the Xbox One version of Watch Dogs. This website called WCCF Tech, which I've never heard of before. They somehow got their hands on a retail version of the Xbox One copy of Watch Dogs very early. Now, of course, Ubisoft is very pissed off about this, and they're like, take it with a grain of salt. Anything that doesn't come out before, any review or anything that comes out before the 27th, just don't worry about it. Which, that to me is kind of funny. But the reason why I'm even talking about it, if they didn't include footage, I would have just brushed this off and not even discussed this. But WCCF Tech uploaded a crap ton of footage of Watch Dogs. And what their complaint was is that, especially during the daytime, is that it looks very previous gen. It looks like a 7th gen game. It looks like Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5. Now, when you watch the gameplay, which, like I said, there is a shitload of it. If you really want to see it with your own eyes, this is supposedly the Xbox One version. Click the link in the description below. They're right. The daytime levels, or the daytime, when he's playing the game during the daytime, the lighting looks very dated. It doesn't look like a next-gen game. All the buildings look kind of muted. The people walking by, the characters look kind of stiff. It just doesn't look that impressive. However, on the flip side, and they said this too, during the nighttime scenes, it becomes a totally different game. Like, there was a scene that they recorded and it's captured, and again, it's below in the description. You can look at it with your own eyes. I would love to show you footage here. It would definitely spice up this video, but I'm not risking getting Ubisoft to drop the ban hammer on me. If you look below and you look at it, I believe it's the first video is at nighttime and it's raining out. That looks very next gen, which is weird. It looks, you see the water hitting the road. It looks very detailed. It looks like something you would expect the PS4 and Xbox One to be able to pump out. Now, I'm going to look at both sides of the coin with this. I'm not just going to be a negative Nelly and, just say, oh, this is another bad sign. What I'm hoping, okay, it could not be the case, because I'm going to kind of contradict myself with this too. What I'm hoping is the reason why this game, beyond the fact that it's open world and open world games are demanding, the reason why this game isn't the visuals aren't mind blowing. Well, first off, let's be real here. Maybe this website, WCCF Tech, I want to make sure I got the name right. I almost forgot it. Maybe they're a trolling site, and maybe they have the 360 version of the game, and they're putting it up as the Xbox One version to, get clicks to their page. It's been done before, okay? Let's just put it out there. Secondly, and this is what kind of pisses me off about Ubisoft, because they said that they're going to support the 360 and PS3 for the foreseeable future, is that because this is a cross-generation game, doesn't matter how many teams they have working on it, because it's a cross-generation game, they couldn't fully utilize the power of the Xbox One and PS4. But I'm going to kind of contradict myself with that, so okay, I'm like kind of arguing with myself here, which is sounds retarded, but it's kind of, I'm making a point. If it's a cross-platform game and you needed to make some compromises for the Xbox One and PS4 version so you could also get the game to work on the PS3 and 360 version, shouldn't have been easier, because the game is slightly gimped because it had to run on the 7th gen consoles, shouldn't have been easier to get the games to get Watch Dogs to run at a higher resolution on the PS4 and Xbox One? Yeah, that's what you know what I mean? Like, it's just like when you play it during the 7th gen, when you had a game that came out multi-platform for the PC and the Xbox 360 and PS3, a lot of times they would just port the game from the consoles over to the PC so you could run it at max settings. It's kind of like what I would think would be able to happen now. So, okay, you have an open world game that's coming out for the old PS3 and Xbox 360. Couldn't you just make it like 1080p or a higher resolution on both the Xbox One and PS4 if you have to make it for multiple generations of consoles? I don't know. I'm just really kind of playing devil's advocate with myself right here and wondering why the game doesn't look uber fantastic and it doesn't run at 1080p on the Xbox One and PS4. Who knows what it could be, a mixture of everything I just said. I'm still concerned and disappointed it doesn't run at a higher resolution on the next gen consoles, but let's just hope, let's just hope that these guys are just looking for clicks, they're trolling, and maybe there'll be some huge update the day that Watch Dogs comes out that'll make the visuals look 10 times better, and they're playing with the pre-update version. Even though it's retail, they're playing the pre-updated version of Watch Dogs. That's why it doesn't look as pretty. Or like I said, maybe they're just being dickheads and playing the Xbox 360 version and lying and saying it's for the Xbox One. Could be that too. We'll have to wait and see. I know this is going to be a big shitstorm if that game comes out and it looks ugly on the next gen consoles. It'll be equally as big of a shitstorm if they do a piss poor port to the PC and it looks like crap on there. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see what happens when this game is actually dropped on May 27th. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one. This video is brought to you by Bitbox NES Game Cases. There is no better way to protect, store, and show off your NES game collection. Only available at StoneAgeGamer.com/Bitbox. Skip it up and that up. So here's a shocker for you. Kinect Sport Rivals for the Xbox One didn't sell well. Oh! Gee, I never saw that coming, and due to that, Rare has suffered some layoffs. Approximately 16 people were laid off from Microsoft's first-party studio. This is what a Microsoft spokesperson had to say about Rare suffering some layoffs. At Xbox, our goal is to constantly create new, fun, social, and interactive entertainment experiences. As part of Rare's commitment to this goal, we have made a decision to change our development process and methodology at Rare to best support our future products. This has led us to reviewing the skills and the makeup of our development teams in our business. Rare continues to invest in our people and future projects. Now, I really hope with Kinect Sports Rivals being a flop, the Xbox or Kinect 2.0, I mean to say, being unbundled, or there being a Kinectless Xbox One option being sold in June, I really hope this is the final nail in the coffin for motion controlled gaming, because no one fucking wants it. All right. I mean, I understand the original Kinect sold well because people were excited about the technology at the time, but there was honestly all the games for that were shit. All right. Look at the Wii. Let's go back to the Wii. Yeah, that novelty was there in the beginning, and the whole gimmick of motion controls was exciting at first, but really, after like Nintendo's first party titles, there wasn't too many third party titles that incorporated motion controls that were good. Most of them were shovelware. Look at the PlayStation Move. Well, yeah, what's going on with that? Not too much. So motion controls all around, it's not just Microsoft, are dead or at best dying. And, you know, this is just another sign of it. And the Xbox One coming in a Kinectless bundle in June is another sign of it. And I hope to, you know, I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but there was 150 people working on Kinect Sports Rivals, and only 16 of them were laid off. So they were probably picking their noses and scratching their asses, and they probably got rid of the weakest links there. But I really hope that Microsoft uses Rare for the talent that at least that they used to have. I know Rare is not the same company they were back in the Nintendo days, but here Microsoft, you acquired Rare to create those same experiences they were giving Nintendo, and you've honestly never really utilized them. And now you have them working on motion control gimmicky shit. Let Rare breathe, man. Let them try to make a game like they did back in the days of the N64 and Super Nintendo. I know the teams there aren't the same, and Rare is really just a name now, but let them expand a little bit, man. Let them do other stuff. Now, in the article from Eurogamer, they are looking into doing other things, but are they really, though? Or was that just someone from Rare talking crap? So we'll have to wait and see. You know, but I really hope Rare, you know, gets somewhat back to their former glory, even though they're really a shell of what they used to be. And I really, really hope that this is the final nail in between the Kinect being unbundled from the Xbox One, or there being a Kinectless Xbox One bundle option. And with this game, Kinect Sports Rivals, doing terribly, I really hope that motion control gaming just dies. I really do. I want it to go away. It was a cancer. I know I've been using that word a lot with this, but it was cancerous to the gaming industry. In my opinion, it held back innovation because everyone was trying to jump on the Wii bandwagon because the Wii did so well. And I think it held things back. And I'm glad to see it slowly but surely going away. Because motion control gaming, in my opinion, in most cases, sucks. So rest in peace. Hope the door doesn't hit you on the way out. Or actually, yes, I do. Go away, motion control gaming. No one likes you. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look, if you've been injured in a car accident that wasn't your fault, you have to watch this video. There's a little known loophole that attorneys and insurance companies don't want you to know about. A loophole that allows you to get the maximum compensation that your
Just turn and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the tag of the truck. This customer comes every day. Everybody knows him. So this is one.
So whenever he come back, you want to press charge on it too?
Yeah.
Pon la mano atrás. Oye, pon la mano atrás, te voy a meter con Stacy. Put your hands in the back.
Take me home, because I don't have a job.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I need to figure out what I need to do.
So another officer actually filed a warrant out for your arrest.
For what?
I believe it's embezzlement or fraud.
What's that? For why?
We don't know.
Of course, companies have human resources, but as you'll see today in this 3-hour episode, they can't remove every rotten apple from the bunch. From 9 to 5, most of us do our best to excel at work, but these employees are doing otherwise. And in their case, that means bye-bye promotion and hello jail time. If you're ready, press like and subscribe to the channel, and let's start with the first one. On the 16th of February, 2022, Flagler County, Florida officers responded to a property management firm about a theft involving an employee. Upon arrival, officers learned that the suspect, Trisha Costal, is a property manager with the company who'd been stealing money from one of their customers.
One of my owners called me today. They realized that she's been taking money out of the bank account, her and her boyfriend, Matthew Stafford. So they have been putting it on cash apps and so forth. So I want to prosecute her. I want her fucking arrested. I don't know what you can do. Fucking loser. Excuse my French.
Is what it is. What does she have to go to the house first for?
The daughter said, can you get the mail to see if I have any bills I have to pay and scan it to me? So when she was doing that, I guess she decided to take the Wells Fargo statement and then somehow has been taking money out of that account. I'm not sure how. So she's one of my employees. So I don't know.
I mean, I can take a statement. I can.
Yeah, go in there and scare her.
I can get your information. Well, here's the thing: is we don't want to play our hand early.
She knows. I already told her you're fired, and it's my mission in life to get your ass arrested. I'm like, how dare you steal? I'm gonna cry. Steal from a senior citizen. How low of life are you? I'm sorry, but that just I get so emotional. People are pieces of shit.
First of all, kudos to this boss for turning in one of her managers right on the spot. She clearly sees her clients as more than just dollar signs and truly wants to make their lives better. If only there were more people like her in the world.
So right now the victim is this senior that's in a nursing home, and she's robbing her blind.
Okay.
And I don't know what else she took from the house. I just want her to pull out of here in handcuffs because I just think she's the lowest life of piece of shit on the planet. Right, you have a good job. She has this loser. I'm like, you have to be on drugs. You have to be on drugs. There makes no sense that you have a boyfriend who is a loser living in the Econo Lounge. That just says, oh, I'm a crackhead right there. You make good money. She lives in sanctuary with her dad, who's a millionaire.
Stealing from the elderly is about as scumbag as it gets. How was this woman honestly thinking she was going to get away with this? Maybe she was hoping the old lady would die or just forget. Well, officers soon catch up with her to find out her side of the story.
I was told by the daughter and then a Pastor Charles to pick up the mail.
property.
Okay.
And I did that. And it was in my car. And the person who had received the information was from the mail from a Wells Fargo bank statement in my car. And I noticed it was money, like he always had money every day. And so can I say I didn't know? No. I knew there was activity somewhere. Absolutely. And I'm willing to do everything it takes. I was very close to the people. I was very close with the daughter. I did everything I could for them. I had welfare checks out of them. I mean, I really invested time in these people.
If by investing time in these people, she means all the effort she put into robbing them blind, then yes, she did spend a lot of time with them. Also, it's pretty obvious where all the stolen money went, since the way this woman's acting and talking, she's definitely tweaking pretty hard right now.
So walk me back to when you were checking the mail. Okay.
Yeah, I put it in my car.
Okay.
I had to bring it here, but it was after hours.
Okay.
So I was like, we swung by there, we grabbed it.
Right. So they're like, hey, help us out, grab the mail.
So I could scan the any bills or anything outstanding, so I could scan the daughter. So it's in California.
Okay. So Ursula is the lady who's in the nursing home now? Okay. So what can you tell me about that?
A Cash App was linked to it.
Okay. And so that just allows you to withdraw money as you please from it?
Yeah, off a card. You can link it to the card, and then he would authorize funds to come over.
So is it like money was transferred out of the account onto the Cash App card? Okay. And who's he that we're talking about?
Matthew Stafford.
Okay. And who's he to you?
You know, boyfriend.
Okay. How long you guys been together for?
A couple of years.
Okay.
Trisha's trying incredibly hard to garner some kind of pity with her fake tears and dramatic pauses. However, people like her are only sad when they're caught.
Do you have any idea how much money he's transferred over?
I didn't know. He mentioned 2,600.
Okay. Who mentioned 2,600?
Dave.
Probably 212, 10-4. Who's that?
Dave.
Dave, from over there. Okay. Would you be willing to give me a statement? Just basically documenting as much as you know what you've told me.
Are you taking me away right now?
Not right now. Okay. Because I still have to do an investigation, and I still have to get everything figured out. Okay. There may not be cause to arrest you, but I can't rule it out right now. Okay.
Basically, this officer's explaining in a polite way that yes, she will be going to jail, but just not right now. After all, with the theft allegedly being at least $2,900, it's already a felony case. And add that on top of mail tampering, potential identity theft, and defrauding an elderly person, this woman and her boyfriend are looking at serious charges.
Trish Coastal was managing a property that had 2 tenants. The tenants had health issues.
Fantastic site for retro games. Press conference. This is going to be a huge video. Sony dished out a crap ton of information.
One passed away, William, and one went to nursing home, Ursula. After work one evening, I went to pick up mail with my boyfriend, Matt Stafford. I placed all mail in between us. The bank statement for Wells Fargo was taken by Matt Stafford. I knew it was missing, but unaware that Cash App was happening until a couple days later when I noticed money coming in. I then learned about the Cash App card. I did not transfer any money, nor did I ask for Cash App cards. I will work with owners, tenants, Realty Exchange, and Flagler County PD during investigation. Okay? Go ahead and raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that everything in this is true to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Okay. So go ahead and sign and date down there for me.
Although she claims she had no knowledge of what her boyfriend was doing, that seems to be pretty unbelievable. And if you thought the situation just couldn't get any worse, wait till you hear what she says next.
I put two and two together. I saw the Cash App card out. I'm like, who's Cash Apping you money, you know? He wanted an apology and money back. And they weren't going to do anything to you.
Well, see, that's the thing, is, so, you know, they're pissed, they're worked up because their business name has been, you know, tarnished. Completely understandable, and I get that. They're not the victims, okay? Ursula and Anita, their name is on that account. And so if I talk to her and she's like, listen, she pays the money back, it's good to go.
I will tell her I will pay everything. I will send an apology letter. I will do whatever it takes. I'll pay his ass for his ass for what he did to make it right for them. I don't want to do this to get him out of trouble or this or that. It's to make them happy. Because really, that money they can use to get out of this eviction.
Yeah.
That money they can use to get out of eviction.
Well,
so I'm willing to pay them.
do you have the $2,900 to pay them back?
I can make sure that they get paid back by whatever date, you know?
Okay, so you'll have the means, I mean, because you won't be working here anymore, right? But you'll be able to have the means to get it and get it back to them?
My dad will help me if he's not, my dad will help me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa here. So not only is this woman stealing from an elderly widow in a nursing home, but she's stealing from someone who's already on the brink of losing their home too? What an absolute lowlife. And what does her boyfriend have to say about all this?
You know, what do you want to tell me about the situation or what's gone on or whatever?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've fallen on hard times with my father kicking me out and domestic violence over there, so I don't even have a place to stay or nothing. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I mean, we'll pay it all back.
How did you connect the Cash App to the Wells Fargo account?
I didn't really get involved with that too much like that.
Okay. I mean, how did it get connected? Did you connect it? Did Trisha connect it? Because I'm just trying to figure that out.
I don't know if I did or she did. I'm not even sure. I didn't think I did it. I don't know.
Despite what he's now claiming, he later wrote a statement similar to his girlfriend's, admitting to stealing the money. However, in the interest of justice, officers wanted to speak with the mom and daughter whose names were on the account to see what they wanted to do. The couple agreed to meet with the officers the next day to talk about what the two women said.
So, yeah, listen, with everything that's gone down, was able to speak to all the parties involved. So, I mean, with that, like, you got to come with me, okay? Okay. So go ahead and put your hands behind your back, man.
Dude, this is up because you could have told me this. I asked you over the phone if you were gonna arrest me.
And I can't just say yes.
Yeah, no, dude, that's up, bro. But come on, dude. At least I could have put my in order.
I'm gonna get you a phone call. Listen. I'm not gonna Shanghai you guys, okay? I'm gonna make sure you can make a phone call, and if you gotta call somebody to go pick up your daughter, something like that. Listen, we're gonna get her taken care of, okay?
I told you to go to the gas station, dude. You didn't listen.
We're gonna do that, okay?
Who said that they wanted to press charges?
So Ursula said she wants to press charges.
She's not even in sound mind. She's in a hospital.
I spoke with Ursula, and she said that she wants to press charges.
Though there's a special place in hell for people that steal from the elderly, this couple has to deal with criminal charges here on Earth first. They were both booked on one count of scheme to defraud. They were later sentenced to 3 years probation, which they violated more than a dozen times due to failed drug tests for meth. On December 11th, 2023, Boynton Beach officers in Florida headed out to a Tire Kingdom about a complaint of theft by one of its employees. Arriving officers talked to the district manager, who revealed that the suspect had been creating fake invoices using customers' credit cards and then pulling cash out of the register.
Hey, what's your name, sir?
Hey, we gotta have a talk for a second, all right? Be fair, but keep your hands out your pockets. All right. We'll just talk. It's right near this. All right. Like this. They got Miranda card? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so listen, before we talk to you, how old are you, by the way?
23.
All right, so before we talk to you, we're gonna read your rights. It just protects you against self-incrimination. It's not saying you're guilty or you're under arrest, but this is just for us to conduct our investigation. We've got to read this to you and afford you your rights, okay?
That's right.
All right?
All right, say your name is...
Yeah. All right. Matter of fact, before you do it, you got your ID on your partner?
No.
Do you have an ID?
I have an ID. We're not talking.
Okay.
Where's it at? It's in the car.
Okay, that's fine. Let's get his 14 payment. Let me step over here.
Even though the district manager seemed to have everything figured out, the officers still need to get the employee's side of the story. Judging by how nonchalant he is, he seems to know what's happening and will probably cooperate.
You guys have a paper trail or anything that I can use as evidence?
This is going to work. But I got the cash they gave me. And then I also have, so this is the cash. So far, what we received back from the bank, and within August to November 21st, it's 13,000. 340.45. These are all the tickets that had invoiced or retender. See, some are actually his name.
So how did someone take the cash?
So the guests are coming, pay for whatever services he would be the one to close out basically at the end of the night, taking retender the invoices that the guests paid with, and paid with, take someone else's card information, which is the same. See this is the same card information for each of these work orders.
And who are those names?
We can't even figure out who that is because he would manually punch it in, and the bank will not offer to give us that information.
Police never go in blind for an interview.
This video is brought to you on any subscribing reasons. So anyway, Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul, he played Jesse Pinkman on the show, is in a new Xbox One commercial, and he's showing off how the Kinect works and
my downtime. Xbox.
The convenience of the giant
interview. You can bet your bottom dollar that every question they ask, they already know the answer. The reason why they do so much homework is to catch a suspect up in a lie, get them to commit to it, and then get them to tell the truth when confronted with irrefutable evidence.
How long have you been working here, man? At this business?
Not sure. I've been like less than a year.
Less than a year here? Did you work at Tire Kingdom before this or anything like that? No? Where were you working before this?
Landscaping.
Landscaping? Okay, so you've been working here less than a year, okay? During that time, have you been working with the register or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you do a lot of payments? You take all the payments that come in, or how does that work?
Not all of them, but I'm mostly the one who does this.
Okay. And you work, usually, is there a certain time frame you work when you come in? Do you have like a specific schedule?
No, all day, every day.
All day, every day? Okay. Even weekends?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so during the time that you're working, you have access to the register, cards, and all that good stuff? Yeah?
What do you mean,
like, do you have access to like cards and register and you take payments and everything like that? Okay.
It might seem kind of redundant to ask some of these questions, but the officer's really trying to hammer home some of the facts to build probable cause for an arrest. By confirming the dates he worked, the time he usually works, and his work duties, officers can then compare his answers to the evidence the manager provided and hopefully justify the arrest.
Do you kind of understand why we're here? Do you have a kind of like a idea on why we're here right now? Okay. Why do you think we're here?
Taking money from insurer.
Okay. You took physical cash, or was it something that along the line of cards, or what was it?
Physical cash.
Okay.
All right. So just
no, you're good.
Just explain to us. I mean, we're sitting here talking. Honesty is the best key. I appreciate that. That's
not able to close the door.
Huh?
You want to close the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
We'll talk to them. So honesty is the best thing, and that's the only thing that you can do to fix this at this point, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't think you're a bad person. We all fall short of times, and we all need help at some point, and just sometimes we're that desperate that we stoop to a level that's not our personality, right? Right? And we just make mistakes, right? That's all it is, okay? But we want to right the wrong, okay? So I just need you to tell me exactly how this happened for our documentation purposes and for us to fix this.
The tactic this officer's using appeals to the suspect's sense of right and wrong. Police usually only do this with people to little to no criminal history who probably got into a bad place. Sometimes, even good people do bad things in tough situations.
So let's start from the top of how this happened.
Well, we got bought out recently by them. Then, you know, the system's old as shit.
Got a notepad or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
So you say you guys got bought out recently?
Yes, we got bought out recently, and the system's like old as shit. You know, see it's no pictures, nothing.
Okay.
We're learning it, and then after that, like, system will go down, and we'll take people's information, like their card and stuff.
So you write down the card information?
Yeah, return card information. And then I'll use that, retender a ticket, and the cash.
When you say retender, what can you kind of explain retendering?
Hey, we say it's card, but I change it to cash.
In the system?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll take a payment and you say it's a card, but then you take cash from the person, or how does that work?
Yeah.
So you take cash from the person, but you put in the system that it was a card.
Yeah.
Okay, continue, sorry.
Question.
Yeah.
Does that card ever gets charged?
Card? Yeah.
Does the card get charged?
Yeah, the card gets charged.
So you charge the card and you take the cash?
No, I charge. They give me the cash, I put in the system as card, and then I would put somebody else's card.
Okay.
That was given to us.
Okay, gotcha.
Even though the scam is pretty elaborate, I don't see how he thought he could get away with it. I mean, sure, some of us don't check our credit card statements as much as we should, but anyone getting billed hundreds of dollars for auto services on dates they were never even there would know instantly that their cards were being used for fraudulent transactions.
And when did you first start this?
That I'm not sure.
With months, years?
Oh no, months.
Months?
Yeah.
When's the last time you can remember? The first time you did it?
Another thing I don't remember.
And what drove you to do this? What goes, hey, I'm going to do this? What made you think about it? What was the motive behind it?
To be honest, I don't really remember what I was doing. I just seen it, and then I saw the opportunity, and I just did it.
Yeah, but why? Because, I mean, you're smart. You're not dumb. You're a smart kid. To pull this off in this amount, you're a smart guy. So, at what moment go, man?
This video is broad, showing how convenient it is. Take a look at the commercial. Like shit. Well, when people watch the commercial on TV and they have their Xbox One attached to that TV, it's turning Aaron Paul's voice in the commercial is turning the Xbox on. Now, is this a ginormous deal? Why would you do that? Why would you have a commercial showing the features of your kid?
You know, I need some new rims, or I need this. What made you go, I'm going to do this? Because we don't just wake up in the morning and decide we're going to start doing something.
No, I didn't. Well, to be honest, I didn't have any plans with it. I mean, I had the money saved up and all that. I mean, I gave it back, but I didn't have any idea to do with it.
Of all the things this guy said, this may be the hardest to believe.
Well, to be honest, I didn't have any plans with it.
Criminals don't just commit crimes for financial benefit with no end goal in mind. What's more likely is that he had some other criminal enterprise in mind. But being street savvy, he wasn't just going to rat himself out on camera after being caught for something else.
Now, is there anyone else here that helped you with it?
No, just me.
Just you? Okay. When's the last time you did it?
Like 2 months ago.
2 months ago? Now, on average, on a 7-day work week, how many times a week were you doing this?
It would either be bi or weekly or a month.
One time, 2 times a month, or how many? You had to estimate.
Just like 2 times a month, bi-weekly.
Okay.
I'm not.
So every other week?
Yeah.
And how much in total would you do each transaction?
Either be a small amount or a big amount. It just depends on the.
And what's the biggest amount you've done?
I think like 9 to 1,000.
Okay. And what's the smallest amount you've ever done?
Maybe like $100.
$100. Okay. And where did you keep the cash?
I kept the stash.
Okay. At your home?
Yeah, the house.
Okay. And how much in total?
They told me 14, but I'm not 100% sure.
How much did you give back?
I gave back everything I had.
You gave back everything you had?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What the sergeant's doing here is trying to figure out exactly what to charge the suspect with. Undeniably, he committed theft. However, different facts do change the charges. Acting with other people? That's a conspiracy. Over a certain amount? That's grand theft. Multiple transactions? Each one gets its own charge. Clear enough, right?
But listen, so you're going to be placed under arrest, all right, for scheme to defraud and grand theft. You just stand up. Do you have anything in your pockets?
Can't do this outside?
Outside, no. For our safety, no. We're going to have to do that in here, my man.
Put your hands on your take my stuff.
Okay.
Put your hands on your back like you're praying.
Is there anything else in your pocket? Any needles, anything like that? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right. Where's your car?
In the front.
No, just take this off. It's in the front. I'm going to let him know that it's going to be parked there, okay?
All right. I'm going to need a second cup. Put two on you, all right? Just so it feels a little more comfortable.
All right.
How much longer these customers have in here? Because I was going to walk him out, but I didn't want to change your place with them walking out of handcuffs.
I mean, that's wrong. Got many people doing English.
Yeah. I was going to wait for that. So, hey, Chris, never mind. Come on. Let's go. Our cars are in the back.
Our very chill suspect here was booked in jail on grand theft and scheme to defraud charges. However, several days later, prosecutors dropped all charges against him, presumably because he paid back the $13,500 he'd stolen. Our next encounter with an unruly employee happened at a local McDonald's in Savannah when an extremely intoxicated employee showed up to work on the 6th of January, 2024. This guy refused to leave the property, leading to one of the funniest arrests ever.
Hey, you got somebody coming to pick you up?
Bro. Come on, lock me up, man.
I'm just asking you a question, bud. You got somebody coming to pick you up, or?
Ain't nobody coming in. Man, you don't care. You just want me to get the out your face.
You're not even in my face.
With money. And I got all the money you need to lock me up.
I'm not worried about that.
Lock me up.
For what?
Because you don't care.
You haven't committed a crime. What am I?
Oh, so I got to touch you to commit a crime.
No.
Okay.
What are you doing?
What is that?
It's not a crime.
Oh.
So, I'm just asking, you got
let me fall out.
You got a ride, or?
You hate black people.
Why do you think that?
Because you're trying to psychology give me power to control you.
I'm so confused. Do you have a ride?
Exactly. If I slap the at you, you gonna want me to be in jail.
Looking at the slurred speech and unsteady stance, it's easy to guess the man was incredibly intoxicated, and he was not making much sense at all. The manager lady looked tired of his antics, and the officer could already tell he was going to have his hands full.
You could have tolerated me. All the thing I would have did was out of the job. All the thing I would have did was what I was supposed to do.
That's why I said go home and we'll try again tomorrow.
No, do you seriously mean that? Do you want me to be tomorrow?
If you're in a better shape, you can. Other than that.
Okay, let's go, man.
I can't take you nowhere until I know where you live.
I'm just going through a lot, man. I don't know what to do.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
To do is probably not
it is crazy.
That's what you gotta do. Well, pull up your address so I can take you home.
The manager was nice enough to not fire the man and simply requested that he come back when he was sober, so he was clearly getting a lucky break. The officer's plan was to take the man home, but getting this guy to tell them his address would prove to be nearly impossible.
We gotta figure out where you're from. She's looking it up right now. Take your glasses, man. You wanna go home with these, right?
I can't tell you.
No? You can't tell me where you live?
I can't.
I got you.
You want to look where I can't tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
It's not working?
I can't tell
Here,
you.
lean right against this wall. I'm going to put your glasses in your pocket so you don't lose them, okay?
It's crazy. I can't tell you. This is going to make us wall. I don't know what to tell you.
Lean right against the wall. We're going to get your address.
It looks like this man has a serious alcohol problem. The fact that the manager didn't look surprised about his behavior could mean that this time is not the first time he went to work drunk. The cop was trying to remain cool with him, even though the man was getting uncomfortably close, and it looked like his behavior was on a downward spiral.
God damn, bro, I got all this money and I can't even get a raise? With respect.
For what? Why do you want to go to jail so bad?
I have billions of dollars.
But I'm asking, why do you want to go to jail so
But
bad?
as a policeman, I can't even be arrested with respect.
Why do you want to go to jail so bad?
I'm not saying I want to be arrested.
That's what you just said.
I'm saying as a police officer, you're not arresting me correctly.
But why? Why do you want me to arrest you?
You ain't gotta arrest me.
But you're asking me why.
I'm saying why you ain't respecting me.
I am.
Respectively.
How am I not respecting you?
You not let me go.
I'm trying to get you home.
No,
How
you
is that?
not.
Yes,
You
I
don't
am.
give a f about me. You just want to arrest me so that you can throw me in the trash like you've done every black man that has ever existed.
What are you talking about, dude?
Everything that was coming out of this man's mouth was total nonsense, and even the cop couldn't keep up with his ramblings. He was going way off on a tangent, and his logic had long since disappeared into oblivion.
Why they do nothing, bro?
Go get you home.
I'm done. I know, bro.
Where you gonna come on? Come on.
Please, bro. Tell
walk
them,
over the
bro.
car.
I ain't beat it, bro. I didn't beat it, bro.
Walk over the car.
Please, tell them, bro.
Take your backpack off real quick. Just gonna sit up for
Okay, bro. Please tell me.
We're gonna get in the car and we're gonna take you home.
Tell me. I don't want to
All right,
hear the
I'll talk to him.
Tell
We
them.
gotta get you in the car.
Tell them that you not, bro.
Come on.
Walk over to this car. Come on. We gotta get you back, right?
Please tell them, bro. Tell them.
Don't fall. Come on.
Tell them, bro. I need
Swat. Got him?
Look at that body.
The man went from crying and being dramatic to completely losing his ability to walk in a matter of seconds. And all of this was making it challenging for the officers to load him in the cop car and take him home.
Come on. Scooch over.
Oh, this shit, man. Please tell them.
You're goddamn.
I hate it. I hate it.
Get in the car. I'm taking you home.
You want me to go talk to him? I will if you get in the car.
Go tell him.
You gotta get in the car though. You better.
Go tell him, bro.
Hey. Pushing the line.
Go tell him. Tell him I hate him. Tell him I hate him, bro.
I'll let him know, but I need you to get in the car.
Please tell him, bro. Pull that gun out, bro.
Nah.
Go tell him.
I will, but I need you to
Go
get in.
tell him. Go tell your wife.
Okay.
Go tell him, bro. Why you ain't been tell him? Go tell him.
Come on.
Tell him that way. You ain't trying to help me no way, bro. You ain't trying to help him. Tell him, bro.
Hey,
Tell
easy.
him.
Stand
You
up.
don't give a Bro,
Listen
tell
to
him,
me.
please.
You're pushing the line.
Please. Okay, please.
Let me go.
Please, no, you ain't, bro.
Let me go.
Please tell him, bro. Go tell him.
Shoulder.
Let go of him right now. You understand? Let go of him. You understand?
Roll on your stomach.
Roll on your tummy. Put your hands behind your back.
When the man started putting his hands on the officers, his chances of being dropped off at home completely flew out the window. Since he could not obey their instructions, the officer had no choice but to push on a pressure point behind his ear to subdue the man and handcuff him.
I won't put my hands on you. You is a fucking liar.
Okay, so when I was telling you to get in the car,
I agree with everybody that I've ever.
are you gonna let me speak?
No, man, I never put my hands
What's your
on
name?
you. I won't put my hands on you. Please, please.
What's
please,
your
please.
name?
No, I'm trying to tell you, man. Please be honest.
What's your name? Identify yourself or you're gonna catch a
hate
charge.
me.
I don't hate you, but you just can't seem
Yes,
to follow
you do.
orders.
Why not put my hands on you? I let you put cuffs on me.
No.
You not put my hands on you, man. I let you put cuffs on me.
When you
you
were-
even agreed to it. I hate you, man. Now we need to press charges.
You're under
I
arrest.
let you put no.
What's your
no,
name?
I'm not gonna forgive you for this, man.
Sit back
I'm not
in your
gonna
seat.
forgive you for this.
Sit back
now
in
you
your
gonna tell
seat.
me to sit back and there's no way for me to get
If I
out.
have to come back there and seatbelt you forcefully, I will.
Do it. Do it, you dirty dog.
Once the man was loaded in the squad car, he completely lost it. He wanted them to arrest him earlier, but now that they did, he's mad about it. In fact, he sounded quite shocked about being arrested, and it didn't take him long to start challenging the officer.
Listen, man. You don't act up. I'm gonna spray you in the face with this. You understand?
Hey, let me tell you something.
No.
You
Sit straight.
are
You
the
understand?
devil.
Get in the car.
You know how I know? Because you're not giving me a chance to talk to you. What did I do?
You're under arrest for simple battery on an officer.
You ain't been touching me when I ain't even did nothing. You know what I'm saying? What did I do? You over here putting handcuffs on. What did I do, sir?
One, you smacked the officer the first time.
I've never smacked, I've never touched you. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's good that you locking me.
Are you gonna give me your name, or are we just gonna go back and forth?
Oh, you don't know my name?
No.
And you got me in cuffs?
Yes. Are you gonna give me your name, or do
I had your back. I voted for Donald Trump.
I didn't vote.
You don't care? I don't care either. That's why I hope this motherfucker die.
Are you gonna give me your name?
How you gonna give your name? You don't even exist.
What?
You think you exist?
Got it.
How you think you exist, you white piece of trash?
It's pretty ironic for him to call the officer the devil when he's the one who's screaming like he's possessed by an evil spirit. His behavior's pretty unsettling, and his nonsensical rants only raised more questions about his mental state.
Got you good. I'll get photos. Well, we'll wait for Floyd to get here. Floyd will get photos, so we'll do battery on an officer.
Hey, brother. I'm Corporal Floyd with the Savannah Police Department.
Man,
reason I'm over
harassing me. Hey,
What are these officers doing? Stay over there.
No, I'm not gonna do that to you.
You just did. Anyways, brother. So like I said, stay over there.
No, man.
What happened today?
You on their side.
I'm asking you what happened.
Yes, you are. I'm trying to talk to you. I mean, you could close the door.
Got a new track
Yeah,
I
because you
produced.
can't come over to the door. I told you that first.
Oh, okay, because I'm black. But if I was
Liberty
if
Mutual
I was
customized
a
my car
fucking
insurance,
alien,
so I saved
you'd open the door
hundreds. But the
for
money
me.
I saved,
not.
thought I'd get a wax
Anyways,
figure
that's
myself.
So what happened?
You are the perfect guy that I hate. What did I do when I was talking to you two at the door?
I told you.
Talk to me at the door.
I told you not to.
No, come to me at the door because I didn't do nothing.
No,
the
bro.
only thing that I do was respect myself. Of course, you're a motherfucking alien, Godzilla, motherfucking eating beast.
But right now, I'm the only guy that can.
You.
Perfect. Is that
You.
statement?
If I don't defend myself,
Make that
you
an
are
extra
a beast.
felony charge since you just spit on me.
You are a beast.
Aliens also appeared in his unhinged discussion, which made zero sense. This guy went from having no charges to injuring one officer and spitting on another. He was too belligerent to be taken to the hospital in a squad car, so he was placed in the police van. And at the hospital, this guy became even more difficult to handle.
I don't know why we keep going in circles.
No, we not moving in circles. You are. Let me see me step up. Oh, wait. Right there.
You understand?
Oh, you are assaulting me.
You're gonna sit in the chair and you're gonna stay there.
Back, bro. What have I done?
Look.
What have I
Shit
done?
again, I'm gonna tase you. Do you understand?
What have I done, you stupid
Do you understand? You're gonna get tased.
No, back.
Do you understand?
Back, let me go, bro.
Right now we're gonna
What
hold
the
you
have I done?
But here in a sec, you're about to get tased.
You look stupid.
You understand?
You look
You're
stupid.
not about to spit on me either.
No, I'm not.
You understand?
Let my face go, bro.
No.
Are you done?
Let my face go, bro.
32 to 36.
Let my face go, bro.
No. You understand? You're gonna sit here just like this.
Now you choking me.
Bud, arms across your chest.
This guy's got incredible audacity. He's asking what he was doing wrong while actively resisting, which is super annoying. And now the man's causing a major disturbance at the hospital. When none of his antics worked, he then resorted to squealing like a mad pig.
Stop. You're making this worse. Stop it.
Okay, please, okay.
Stop.
Please tell me.
It's not over your nose. Look.
Please,
Stop.
okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Are you gonna sit up?
While actively resisting.
I swear to God, ma'am, you need to hire a lawyer, please, ma'am. Okay. Y'all some monsters, bro. I didn't did nothing to y'all, man. I ain't did nothing to you. I'm giving you my arms. Please stop the chair. Please stop tackling.
Sit in the goddamn chair. You understand?
Oh, you a dog, man. You a dog. You a dog. I haven't done nothing to you. Please let me go. Please let me go. I haven't done nothing to you. I've never disobeyed the law. I swear to
32
God. You a dog, man. I've never disobeyed the law. Please let me go. Please let me go. I've never disobeyed the law.
The man's fake victim act only made him look more foolish, especially since the cops couldn't even trust him to sit calmly in his chair for 2 minutes. Every attempt to calm him down was futile, and ultimately, they had to carry the man into a separate room.
Please kill me. Please kill me. Please Okay. I'll never disobey the law. What did I do? Wait, I didn't show up for work. Okay, what I
Sit in the chair behind you.
right here. Oh. Yep. Oh.
They couldn't examine the man like a normal person at the hospital because he was acting too insane. It was all becoming pretty hopeless, and the cops had had enough. So they carried him back to the police van.
Okay, please let me down. Ow! Oh my God, that's it. That is it. I don't care if. Okay, please let me down. Oh, okay.
Watch your head.
You don't need to get it. Have a seat.
Sit down.
Oh, please let me take these cuffs off. I can't sit down.
I'm gonna
I'm trying to
sit down.
Okay. Okay, let me down.
Have a seat.
Sit down.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down. Hold on, wait.
You have to sit.
Okay, I'm gonna sit.
As expected, he continued his dramatic screams all the way out of the hospital. But despite his vehement protest, he was still taken to jail. He was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, intoxication in public, and 2 felony counts of obstruction of an officer.
Should I wait for another officer to come?
Okay,
because
we'll go
the one
stand over
thing
there and
about
wait.
it, I've been working here and I haven't got paid for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I'm about to lose everything I have.
On the 10th of June, 2022, the Daytona Beach Shores Police Department received a rather concerning 911 call. A woman claimed that her employer had not paid her for a total of 3 weeks, and an officer was dispatched. She did leave out some important information, though.
Okay. The lady called? Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
She called or you called?
I didn't call.
Okay.
She might call. She needs to fill out the application, right? W2, I-9, all the paperwork. I gave it to her. She didn't fill out anything. And we've been bugging her, bring your stuff. I have
Person at the hospital because he was acting too insane.
Gamer.com. This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com, a fantastic site for retro games, systems, accessories, and more. Be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com. Skip it up and that up. So police received a phone call after someone was looking through Google Street View images of the Leith district of Edinburgh, Scotland, and what they saw in the images is something that looked like a murder. Here, take a look. Okay, here's the first photo. Here we see a young guy in a maroon shirt walking over to the body that's already laying on the ground. So that would have kind of rose a red flag with me. I don't know if this was the first picture or whatever, but I mean, the guy's laying there. Yeah, there's obviously, you would think something wrong with the guy in like the bright red jumpsuit or orange jumpsuit, but there's no blood there. And yeah, you see the younger guy holding something, but then you move on to the next picture here. You see the younger dude hovering over the other guy. I would have thought from these pictures, because again, there's no blood, that maybe this guy in the jumpsuit was sick. I wouldn't think he was murdered. Yes, I understand why they called the cops, but it just doesn't look like what they were setting up. And then there's a further back picture here. Again, the young guy hovering over the older guy. And the only picture that kind of looks somewhat sinister is this last one here, where you see the young guy with something in his hand, the guy laying there. It looks like, even though his face is blurred out, it looks like he's laughing. Yeah, I definitely would have called the cops, but I would have also thought something was fishy, that the guy was laying there and this guy was smiling and there was no blood coming out of supposed victim that's laying on the ground in the orange or red jumpsuit. So what the hell happened? What was actually the situation here? Well, there were two mechanics, Dan Thompson, 56, and Gary Kerr, 31. They were working in their garage doing their thing, and they saw a Google Street View car go by, and they got giddy like schoolgirls and like, oh my god, let's do something. Why don't we pretend that I hit you with an axe and you can lay on the ground and they'll take pictures of it and everyone will be on the internet like, oh my god, someone got killed with an axe and it'll be so funny. Ha ha. And they did exactly that, and they pretended to murder the guy, even though I think it was really terrible, and you could obviously tell something was fishy and not real there, but whatever, they did that. And they got what they wanted. People freaked out and thought something was really wrong and called the cops about it. Now, this isn't the first time something like this happened. Wayne Coyne from the Flaming Lips from Google Earth, someone caught a picture of him in a bathtub in his backyard. And there was another Google Street View car that they supposedly hit a donkey. I saw some pictures of that. Maybe I'll pop one up right here. There's the one where the donkey looks fine. And there's the one where the car is driving by. And then the donkey doesn't look okay. No one knows. Google says they didn't hit anything. I tend to agree with Google because the donkey didn't have any blood coming out of him. Maybe they could have hit him and just he didn't bleed, but whatever. Now, the gray area with this is, should this be illegal? As much as I kind of find this entertaining, yeah, I do. It's a waste of time. You know, people are going to freak out when they see something like this. I'm sure there were police districts all over getting phone calls saying, oh my God, it looks like someone got murdered. Oh my God, maybe someone was sick. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. The only thing I question is when the Street View car was going by, wouldn't they ask questions, or wouldn't they do something, or do they really have to be like nothing's going on as they're taking pictures of all the Street View images? It's just weird. But as much as this was kind of funny and entertaining, and I got a good laugh out of this article, yeah, this should be illegal. You can't do shit like this. It could tie up law enforcement. It could cost money. It could cost man hours. It's just, don't. I understand you want your 15 seconds of fame, and you could actually get it, and you could have a permanent image of you exposing your ass cheeks to everyone on Google Street View, but don't do it, because you're taking away resources from other things. At first I was going to say give it a pass, but after I thought about this article for a day or two, don't. Just leave them be and let them do their thing, because then crap like this happens. Alright folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.
Welcome.
Wix. One platform, any website. Unlimited creation. Describe your needs and goals. And AI will
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the Fourth Amendment, harboring a fugitive, and obstruction, and is brought to us by Garth Gilbert Gaylord's channel and the Civil Rights Lawyer's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Surfshark. Surfshark is a premier VPN service that offers unparalleled digital security for a fraction of the price of other competitors. We all know that Surfshark is one of the most secure VPN tunnels on the market, but a Surfshark subscription also allows its users to bypass region restrictions on popular platforms like YouTube and Netflix and view content that's not normally available in your country. Thanks to Surfshark, I can browse all the shows on my favorite streaming apps even if they were removed from the US catalog. Surfshark also offers a ton of additional features to enhance your browsing experience and secure your connection. My personal favorite is the alternative ID feature, which generates a completely new identity and email address for you to use online without the risk of leaking your personal information. You can access your Surfshark service on any of your devices or all of them at once. And with no matter a cup of coffee, 24 hours. Shark for sponsor Adams and Adams' brother. November 3rd, 2024, Idaho Falls, Idaho residents Kyle Adams and Angel Graham arrived at the home they share with Kyle's two children to find Ms. Graham's brother, Jericho Graham, already at their home.
In 2015, Mr. Graham had been convicted of felony charges for drug trafficking and unlawful possession of a weapon by a convicted felon and was sentenced to state prison. Mr. Adams told the civil rights lawyer John Bryan in an interview that Mr. Graham served 6 years in prison before being released on parole. Mr. Graham was then transferred to Hawaii, where his mother lived, and he remained under parole in Hawaii. In October of 2024, Mr. Graham traveled to Idaho to visit his sister and do some fishing. However, Mr. Graham apparently violated his parole conditions by leaving Hawaii, and a warrant was issued for his arrest for a parole violation. The Idaho Falls Police Department received a tip that Mr. Graham may have been visiting Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham's home, and about 10 minutes after they arrived at their house, officers approached the residence. The encounter that followed was captured on Sergeant David Shaner's body camera.
Come up to the front with me. I'm going to knock. Before I have eyes on the mail, I can't actually tell if it's him. Have we located those two people who left here, the male and the female? I'm gonna knock.
That better. Oh, hello. Hold on, putting kids to bed. Hold on. Let me turn this on. Hi.
Hi, Angel. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey.
Hi.
That was Jericho. Jericho's inside.
Yeah.
Open the door.
I will.
I'm gonna kick it in
Hold
about
on, just
3.
I have 2 kids in there. Will you please?
Open the door.
I will open it. I have kids. I have kids.
Jericho.
I have kids.
Jericho.
I have kids. I have kids. Please.
Whoa.
I have kids. I will. I have kids.
Why are you opening doors? It's private property.
I have kids.
Yeah.
I have kids.
Whoa.
Okay, walk to us.
We're good.
You're under arrest, Jericho.
That's not Jericho. I'm not Jericho.
I know.
This officer just kicked open the door, right? And she had the opportunity to open and she refused.
No, that's not.
Jericho has a.
Where's your warrant? Oh,
Jericho has a warrant.
Hold on.
Get him up here.
Where is your paper warrant, officer?
I don't need it. Hey, you know what?
You don't need
You're
it?
detained. Come here.
I'm
Come here. You're being detained. Come here. Yeah.
Tried to be reasonable.
Yeah. Here. Come here.
My kids are right here. No, that's not how this works in real
Just
life.
watch the back.
And I'm staying out of the way. My kids are
Thank you. Then sit down and be quiet.
I'm recording this whole thing though.
Okay. He has a warrant for felon
It doesn't
possession.
matter. Where's your paper?
Come here right now. Do I need to come in there and arrest you in front of your kids?
Hold on, please don't.
Come out here.
Show me the paper
Kyle,
warrant.
stop.
I don't need a paper warrant. He has a warrant felon in possession of a firearm, which is my gun was out.
Sergeant Shaner argues that he does not need a warrant to enter the home because there is a felony warrant for Mr. Graham's arrest. Now, while officers may enter a suspect's residence to execute an arrest warrant without also obtaining a search warrant, the Supreme Court held in the 1981 case of Stiegald versus United States that law enforcement officers must secure a search warrant to search for the subject of an arrest warrant in the home of a third party, absent exigent circumstances or consent from the homeowner. The so-called exigent circumstances exception generally applies to emergency situations that must be handled immediately, making it quote-unquote unreasonable to require police to wait for a warrant. For instance, an officer may enter a home without a warrant to render emergency aid to an injured occupant or to protect them from immediate danger. Now, while the officers would likely argue that exigent circumstances existed in this situation due to the nature of the 2015 charges against Mr. Graham, as the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Idaho, explained in the 2016 case of Mendez versus County of Los Angeles, quote, exigent circumstances to enter a home do not exist merely because the police know the location of a fugitive, even if they possess an arrest warrant for that person. Later, in the same opinion, the court rejected a so-called officer safety argument from police, who maintained that a warrantless entry was justified because the suspect was categorized as, quote, armed and dangerous, concluding that, now quoting again, exigent circumstances do not exist just because the police are dealing with a fugitive, even if he is wanted on serious serious drug charges. Additionally, as the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals stated in the 1987 case of United States v. Alvarez, quote, "The government bears a heavy burden of demonstrating that exceptional circumstances justified a departure from the normal procedure of obtaining a warrant." The court then went on to explain that as part of the evidence supporting exigent circumstances, the government must show that officers either attempted in good faith to secure a warrant or that a telephone warrant was unavailable or impractical. While applying this standard, it seems unlikely that a court in the Ninth Circuit would conclude that the officer's warrantless entry in this situation was justified by exigent circumstances. It should also be mentioned that courts have also concluded that so-called hot pursuit of a felony suspect may also justify a warrantless entry into a home to conduct an arrest. However, as the Supreme Court noted in the 1984 case of Welsh versus Wisconsin, the so-called hot pursuit exception applies to
This video is make a major screw up. And who I'm talking about today is Sony, and I'm talking about PlayStation Now, which we know has been in beta. Now, if you don't know what PlayStation Now is, it's Sony's streaming service where it's cloud. You know, if you haven't tried it, it can't be that big of an option. So you could only rent the games. This is the problem with the beta. On top of it too, like this article says, wouldn't you want the games to be free to see how
to an immediate or continuous pursuit of a suspect from the scene of a crime. Applying this decision, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals explained in the Mendez case that we discussed earlier that, now quoting again, "The hot pursuit exception typically encompasses situations in which police officers begin an arrest in a public place, but the suspect then escapes to a private place. Therefore, this exception does not appear to apply to this situation, where the officers only saw Mr. Graham inside the private residence, as he did not flee there from a public place." As is clear from everything that we just discussed, search and seizure law is immensely complicated. And if you're interested in learning more about this subject, please consider picking up a copy of the Civilian Rights Handguide, our comprehensive guide to navigating police interactions. In Chapter 2 of the book, we explore the contours of the Fourth Amendment, including a detailed explanation of the various exceptions to the warrant requirement. And in Chapter 9, we provide practical tips for how to handle encounters with police in your own home. The Civilian Rights Handguide is available now exclusively on Amazon, and you can find a link in the description and pinned comment below. Thanks again for your support. And now, let's move on with this encounter.
I promise.
Do you want to be detained?
Don't do this. Please.
Okay, knock it off.
Please. Kyle.
Jericho!
Kyle,
Come to the sound of my voice! I need you guys out of here because he's dangerous. I'm going to come in and get you here in a second.
There's no weapons, I promise.
I'm going to come in and get you in a second unless you come to me right now.
I promise. There's kids here. Where? They're right.
I know my
law, sir.
Yeah, do you?
Kyle.
Because there's a felon in here with a warrant.
Kyle, are the kids right
Okay.
here?
You're going to detain me.
Kyle!
I am going to.
Holding next to my kids.
No, I'm not. I'm going to detain you because of how you're acting right now.
But I know you can't step foot in here without a warrant, a paper warrant.
Jericho!
I'm recording this all.
Yeah, so are we, dude.
Yep.
Okay, come here. You're bothering me. Come here. You're a safety issue now.
How am I safe?
Come here. Stand up.
I'm not doing anything. Nope. I am not doing absolutely anything. I'll put my hands towards, like, palms together. Can I put my palms together like you're supposed, like you want me to?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything to...
Does he stay up?
Yes, you do. He's up there right now. Okay. What is in here, though?
Out. Okay. Out. Stop.
Can you please grab my phone?
Please, Kyle, don't do
I'm not resisting. I'm not. Nope. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, do you have a vehicle or something I can put the kids in?
For what?
Because we're
So
gonna
they're not sitting there with a guy.
if he doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Because you guys think it's okay to hang out with felons. They don't want it.
Do you have a vehicle that they...
And you've allowed
Hey.
Where's your warrant?
He's my brother.
Do you have a vehicle that they can go into?
So you can step into a
Yes, I
person's
can.
house without a warrant.
Yes, I can.
This is about the kids. Stop.
Okay, it's cold. You two are about
Stop.
to have some
Good Lord, dude.
I am not. I'm making it about the kids. He's
So are we.
crying.
He doesn't. He could give a shit less.
Do you want
about
the
it.
keys?
Do you not understand
I'm
that everything was going to be okay until you created this problem?
I'm being quiet.
Do you get this?
Hold on.
Or are you that thick
No,
that you can't
no.
understand
This
it?
is my brother. We have nothing to do. I have
My kid.
Okay, his attitude is the problem here.
I understand.
Okay.
We're protected.
Anyone else
These are
inside the
kids.
house other than Jericho?
No.
No.
These are the only kids.
Okay.
I'm being
Okay.
Not.
Thank you.
We just got home.
Jericho,
you are under arrest! Come out to the sound of my voice now!
pull a patrol car up so they
Perfect.
can stay warm.
Perfect.
I have my
Please.
keys right
So they're not
there.
sitting out
Please.
here.
That's
Wait.
fine.
Okay.
As
Angel?
long as they're not cold.
Okay.
I would like
Hey.
badge numbers and everything from all the
Yeah,
officers.
Kyle, you know what? We'll get to all that. Okay?
I'm not being hyphy with you, sir.
Dude, I want you to
We're
stop
just-
talking. Okay? I want you to just stop. Okay.
We're
Hey.
scared easy. Sorry.
Yeah, I get it. We're going to pull up a vehicle so they can sit in there, so you guys can all sit in there and not be cold out here.
That's fine.
I'm going to try to make this easy, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm pretty close to just calling SWAT and filling this house full of gas and breaking all the windows, and I'd rather not do that.
I will get him out.
So-
So you go to the alley. I just got home. I will go. Please don't do that.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, right?
You heard me, right?
Like I don't want you to cooperate because, like right now,
I 100%
because of
will.
what happened with the door and you not opening the door, I can take you right now for felony harboring.
I'm not
Okay?
gonna do anything.
I would rather you cooperate and
100%.
get him out of here.
Sound my voice now.
So let me talk to him.
Okay?
Sergeant Shaner claims that because Ms. Graham did not open the door to let him inside, he could arrest her for so-called felony harboring. Under Section 18-205 of the Idaho Code, quote, all persons are accessories who, having knowledge that a felony has been committed, harbor and protect a person who committed such felony or who has been charged with or convicted thereof. In the 2009 case of State versus Lampion, the Supreme Court of Idaho held that this statute applied to an individual who harbored a suspect wanted for a felony probation violation, in addition to fugitives who had just recently committed a felony, as the statute explicitly states that it applies to persons who have been charged with or convicted of a felony. Although Mr. Graham was wanted for a felony parole violation, not a probation violation, it is likely that a court would conclude that the statute applied to parole violators as well, as the court broadly held in the Lampion case that, now quoting again, a person may be convicted under Idaho Code Section 18-205 for harboring and protecting a convicted felon, even if the felony was committed at some point in the past. Likewise, in the 2002 case of State versus Teasley, the Court of Appeals of Idaho upheld a harboring conviction against a citizen who refused officers entry to her home to arrest a fugitive inside. However, an important distinction is that in the Teasley case, the officers had obtained a search warrant to enter the premises. And as we discussed earlier in this episode, absent a search warrant, exigent circumstances, or consent, officers do not have the authority to enter a third party's home to conduct an arrest. And as Ninth Circuit case law has made abundantly clear, the mere presence of a fugitive inside a home does not rise to the level of exigent circumstances. Notably, Ms. Graham did not flat out refuse to allow the officers into the home, but simply asked them to wait until the children could be removed from the living room. However, even if a court determined that she did refuse the officers access, Ms. Graham would have a strong argument that because the officers did not have the lawful authority to enter her home without her consent, she was merely exercising her Fourth Amendment rights when she did not open the door.
Angel, come with me.
It's okay, bud. It's okay. Hold on.
Do we have eyes on him anyway?
It's okay, guys.
McLean
It's
saw him
okay.
go into a
It's
bathroom,
okay.
and then the light went out.
It's okay.
Okay. We're just gonna wait right here. I'm gonna make an announcement, okay?
That's fine.
Jericho! This is the Idaho Falls Police Department. You are under arrest. Here's what's gonna happen. This is your sister's house. If you do not give yourself up, we are gonna break every window in this house. We are gonna fill this house with gas. We are gonna have a dog bite you. Every bad thing you can think of is gonna happen is going to happen. So, why don't you be a good brother and a man who's not a little coward?
Okay. There are no weapons in this house, just so you know. So I will go.
He's coming out.
Kyle, it's okay.
Come sit on the lap.
We need to see your hands, Jericho.
Okay.
Hands first. Come here.
Walk towards
Come here.
Walk towards me. Keep your hands where we can see them. Walk towards me. Keep your hands where I can see them. Keep walking.
Okay.
Keep coming. You are under arrest. Keep coming towards me. No, keep coming towards me. Okay, stop. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
On your knees, Jericho. Get on your knees.
I have a bad shoulder.
Get on your knees.
Oh, I got a bad shoulder. Hey.
Okay, go down. I'm going to
Yes,
cross.
we have
He's
eyes.
going to come in and do cuffs, okay?
Yep.
Hey, please, hey, guys, I got a really bad shoulder. It's my
All right,
sister's.
you are under arrest.
I am. I got it. Okay. Hey, please, easy with the shoulder, please.
just
Hey,
nice
Put your
and easy,
hands
nice and
together.
easy.
Okay,
Put your hands together.
I can't really with my
Okay.
leg. Hey, I'm not gonna resist. Oh.
Well, you already did that.
Okay. Hey, oh, please.
You gotta bring your hand over, boss.
I can't really with my shoulder. Like, if you guys can double them up.
We got it. We got it.
Yeah. Oh, that is actually.
Which one's the bad
My
one?
left one.
Your left one?
Yeah.
You want me to help you up on the right?
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Hey, can I ask you a favor?
What is it?
Man, may I give my sister a hug?
Well, she'll give you a hug.
Yeah, yes.
Go ahead and slide your feet in there.
Yeah, I came here
That
to
better?
turn myself in. I just want to spend much time with my family.
Okay, let's go. Do we have a vehicle we can put him in?
Yeah, I think Norman's.
Hey, the kids. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm cuddling.
Yeah. No, this is scary. I'm sorry. They don't know anything. I just.
Okay, so kiddos, you guys can go inside.
Yep,
I'm going to put him in the car and then I'm going to come back and talk to y'all, okay?
Hey, sorry about that. Yes.
Hey,
Man.
thank you
Hey,
for...
I'm not a danger, you know.
I got you.
I mean, I got in trouble almost. February 11th will be 10 years.
Okay.
And it's my sister's birthday. That's my best friend.
I got you. So
I struggled with a relationship.
I got you, man.
And I just took off. I didn't, you know.
So part of the problem, right, is that your warrant is for felon in possession of firearms, so we don't know you, right?
Oh, from 10 years ago.
Does that make sense? Like, we don't know you, so I see that, and I think he's probably armed, so we have to kind of treat it that way. No, I'm just letting you know the process.
Yep.
Okay, and so like that's part of it.
Yeah, and I took a plea. You guys don't need to. I did that just to be able to take a plea agreement.
I got you.
You know.
I got you.
I grew up hunting, fishing. You know.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna shut this for now.
Okay.
All right. Watch your knees. We'll see if we can grab you a hat. Okay.
If Angel, my sister, if you can ask her, if she could bring me the hat, I just want to tell her what she needs to do to call. You know.
Okay. Here, watch your knees. Dude.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Angel's in there, right? Okay. Kyle, can I talk to you for a sec? All right, man. Hey, can you look at me real quick? I want to explain why things went the way they went. You okay with that?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so Jericho's got a warrant for felon in possession of a firearm. Automatically a red flag, right? That's a violent warrant. We have to consider him armed and dangerous. We got intel that he's here, right? So when I come up and he shuts the door and I tell Angel, that's your brother, he has a warrant, and she knew he had a warrant already, open the door. And she said, no, wait. I said, no, the door has to be open because I don't know if he's going to get a weapon.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And so I have every right to kick the door, every right, to make sure that he and you
That's being recorded. Okay.
and me
You have every right to kick the door
in that
of
situation.
Personal property open. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Really,
not
dude?
trying-
Really, dude?
No.
I'm sitting here trying to have like a one-on-one conversation with you. I'm trying to explain something.
I can have my First Amendment right and say whatever I want to. I'm not being
Okay. So anyway, when I go in there and we've got a guy.
Why are you laughing,
Hey,
dude?
hey.
Listen to the sergeant.
I'm listening to you, but
focus
we
up,
got
dude.
him chuckling
Dude,
at
you're
me.
the one who has the attitude right now, okay? So, seriously, when I kick the door and I've got a guy who's possibly going to find a weapon and you start flipping out in there, oh, I gotta grab my phone, my defense, right? And you start like flipping out and doing stuff like that, you become part of the problem.
Okay.
Because now you're a major distraction.
Got it.
You hear me?
Yep.
That's
Sounds
why
good.
you're in handcuffs.
Okay.
That's why I'm debating whether to take you to jail tonight or not for obstruction.
Okay. Got it.
You understand all that?
Sergeant Shaner tells Mr. Adams that he was in handcuffs because he objected to the officers entering his home, and that he might be taking him to jail for obstruction. Section 18-705 of the Idaho Code prohibits willfully resisting, delaying, or obstructing any public officer in the discharge or attempt to discharge of any duty of their office. As the U.S. District Court for the District of Idaho outlined in the 2017 case of Moreno versus Idaho, quote, the offense requires proof of 3 elements: willful resistance, delay, or obstruction of an officer's duties, where defendant knew that the person was an officer, and the defendant also knew at the time of the resistance that the officer was attempting to perform an official act or duty. However, as the Supreme Court of Idaho explained in the 2009 case of State versus Bishop, quote, When an officer conducts a legal search, he or she is performing a duty of his or her office under Section 18-705. On the other hand, when an officer conducts an illegal search, the search is not a duty under Section 18-705, and an individual may peacefully resist the search without violating the statute. In the Bishop case, the court explained that a citizen may be convicted of obstruction for interfering with a lawful warrantless entry into a home.
This video, I didn't try the alpha they had for the PS4, to be honest. The better. Come on. My body is ready. There's 2,230 supporters of this. Signatures here. But people want to play these kind of
based on exigent circumstances, but that they may not even be lawfully arrested for obstruction for refusing to submit to an unlawful search. Therefore, even if a court concluded that Mr. Adams' verbal protest to the officer's warrantless entry into his home rose to the level of resisting, delaying, or obstructing, which is highly questionable to begin with, it is improbable that a court would conclude that Mr. Adams could be arrested for obstruction, because the search that he was speaking out against was likely unlawful.
Okay. Sit tight, Kyle.
Yep. Hey.
Hi. I talk to you guys for a second?
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna sit on the couch.
You're fine.
Sorry about the scary night, fellas. You guys okay? All right. So, my name's Sergeant Shaner, and we got word that your uncle was here, or not your uncle, Angel's brother. Okay. Angel's brother has a warrant out for his arrest. You know what that means? That means somewhere a judge signed a thing saying, hey, Jericho's not allowed to be walking around. He has to answer for crimes that he's committed in the past. The crime that the warrant was for is called felon in possession of a firearm. There's certain people who can't own guns because they've committed certain crimes, okay? That's Jericho at this point. That doesn't mean he's a bad man. It just means that he did something at some point that disqualified him from having a gun.
At some point, which is a long time.
Sure, right.
Just so we know, there's no guns here. There are not.
So what that means when I see that is that I don't know if Jericho has a gun or doesn't, but I have to assume that he does for safety reasons, right? Well, when I come up here, like, I don't need to have a warrant to come into this house because Jericho's in here and he has a warrant. So when Angel comes out to talk to me and I see Jericho shut the door and I say, hey, open the door, because I don't know what Jericho's doing and I have to assume the worst, which in some cases means the bad guy's going to get a gun and he's going to shoot me or he's going to take you guys hostage. I'm not saying this is what happened, obviously, or what could happen, but worst case scenario. So I have to be able to see the guy. I have to be able to see Jericho.
And follow the
all right?
rules.
And because Angel wouldn't open the door, I kicked the door open. All right? To keep everybody safe, myself, you, and Jericho, because I don't want Jericho to get hurt, right? I want a peaceful resolution. So when I kick the door and your dad jumps up with his phone and starts freaking out and yelling and talking about rights and all these things because he doesn't understand, he becomes part of the problem. That's why your dad is in handcuffs right now. Doesn't mean your dad's going to jail, doesn't mean he's under arrest. He was part of the problem. I had to take him out of the problem. Does that make sense? Yeah, what's up?
What does detain mean?
Detain? It's not the same as arrest. It means that you're just kind of like holding. You just kind of got us. It's like timeout. That's a great example. Okay, it's just kind of a timeout. Like, you're not allowed to do anything unless I say you can do it. Oh, does that make sense?
Big and tall, but not scary, but he sounds scary because he's protecting, but detained. Timeout.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to make sure you guys understand. All right.
Do you guys understand a little bit now? I never wanted even this to happen because it's...
Yeah. So, Angel, we have kind of a problem, right? I gotta take photos of this here.
That's fine.
Is there a... Does this light turn on?
One, yeah. If that light's
Perfect. That's great. Okay. All right. So the problem we have is that you knew he was here, you knew he had a warrant, and you wouldn't open the door.
I didn't know he had one. Honestly, I had a friend pick it up or look.
Okay.
I don't even know how to do it.
The thing is this, is I told you he had a warrant, and I told you to open the door. and you didn't. That meets
It
the
didn't
elements.
make sense to me.
That
because
means
I didn't want
I'm not.
anything
I'm not
happening.
arresting you right now. I'm going to submit that you be charged for harboring.
I beg that you don't. Because I honestly, I didn't know.
So Angel, you posted a social media post, and somebody informed you he has a warrant. I mean, there's that.
They didn't
He told you there's a warrant.
They left a note on there about how he has a warrant, and then you changed your post to
But
not include his
I
picture.
understand that, but a lot of people have madness at him. I didn't know how to look it up. I didn't feel like I'm harboring. I had a visitor. He hasn't actually been saying he has some things here because I just barely saw him. I don't know what to do.
I'm not taking you to jail tonight. I could. I'm not going to. I'm not going to take Kyle to jail tonight.
What does that mean? I don't understand how it works.
I'm going to put it before a prosecutor, and then if the prosecutor decides that your actions met the elements of harboring, then they'll issue a warrant for your arrest.
But-
the elements are what you did. Like I said, I could
But I
take you
didn't
right
know.
now. You did know. You deleted the post, you deleted the comment,
Because
and you
there's
changed the post to not
hatred
include
from
it.
other arrests.
Okay. All right. So he wanted a hat. He asked if you would bring him a hat.
My brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to take Kyle out of handcuffs and send him back in here.
To the jail, he can have a hat?
He can take a hat.
When he's released, he can have a hat.
Yeah.
Where?
The white one on the table.
Well, there's 9 of them because he brought a bunch of them.
That one right in the middle, Angel? Right there. Right in the middle, by the little cage. Perfect. And this is Jericho's wallet. He asked if you would take it.
I'm not. I can look, or Kyle's, I'm not sure. Yeah, looks like it. He asked for that?
No, he asked you to have it.
Just have it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
So, what is next?
So if you'll, just like he wants to just see you, he's in that car.
okay. Just
walk to the cop car. Kyle, go ahead and stand up for me. I'm going to take this off. Can I get a light over here?
Yep.
You have any questions for me? See, Kyle.
Oh, look at the door lock.
Is he a known doper?
I don't know if he's a doper.
don't know.
He's been in Hawaii for a couple years now, I think.
I'm trying to. I just looked.
He doesn't have anything since like 2015 with us.
Interesting.
But he's got a bunch of stuff from Hawaii, apparently.
So dark.
Angel, you're right to go back inside. I want to just make sure I didn't damage your door frame as well as the door. So if I can just take a look at that real quick. I just have to take a photo of it. I took a photo of the door already. Looks like
that works,
it's okay. Looks like the door frames. Is that new or was that like that?
You destroyed the door.
Okay.
Stop. Yeah, no.
Please leave. No, let's not teach your kids something that's not true, okay? Probably already done enough of that.
Please stop.
Thanks, Angel. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Despite Sergeant Shainer's threats, Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham were not charged with any crimes. In his interview with the civil rights lawyer, Mr. Adams reported that he called the Idaho Falls Police Department the next day and was told that everything that occurred was quote-unquote justifiable, and that if he wanted to try to get his door replaced, he could file a tort claim. Mr. Adams also indicated that he was interested in pursuing legal action against the police department for the damage to the door and the other civil rights violations that occurred, but had not yet found an attorney. After the civil rights lawyer published his video on this encounter, the story was picked up by local news outlets, and the Idaho Falls PD attempted to reach out to Mr. Adams to discuss the situation further. However, Mr. Adams declined to speak with them until he obtained legal counsel. On November 14th, 2024, the Idaho Falls PD issued a press release regarding the encounter, stating, in part, that, quote, "This incident was reviewed shortly after it occurred, and department leadership immediately took steps to address the situation. We are ensuring that thorough understanding of what occurred in this incident is documented, and evaluating where we can and should improve." However, the statement did not clarify what steps were taken to address the situation, or what the department determined should be, quote-unquote, improved. The department's public information officer also issued a statement indicating that, quote, "There is established case law that lays out when officers can enter a private residence, with a warrant and without a warrant. I am not able to go into detailed explanation of that case law and how it applies to this scenario at this time." Overall, Sergeant Shainer and the Idaho Falls PD get an F for unlawfully entering a home without the necessary search warrant or exigent circumstances, exhibiting either a profound ignorance of the Fourth Amendment or a deliberate disregard for its principles, and threatening to criminally charge Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham for attempting to exercise and enforce their constitutional rights. Sergeant Shaner also maintained a disrespectful and condescending demeanor throughout the encounter, terrorized two young children by unconstitutionally breaking down the door to their home, and handcuffed Mr. Adams as a quote-unquote safety risk for peacefully objecting to the warrantless entry into his home and filming the officer's actions. The Supreme Court has long held that an arrest warrant alone does not permit officers to enter a third party's home to arrest a fugitive, and that a search warrant or exigent circumstances are required for officers to lawfully enter the property without the resident's consent. Ninth Circuit case law has also clearly established that the mere presence of a potentially armed and dangerous fugitive does not, by itself, constitute exigent circumstances. Well, despite these clear precedents, Sergeant Shaner broke down the door and entered a third party's home to arrest Mr. Graham, demonstrating either an alarming lack of knowledge regarding the Constitution or a blatant contempt for its requirements. Either way, his behavior was completely inexcusable and was likely a violation of Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham's Fourth Amendment rights. Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham get an A for doing their best to comply with the officer's orders and protect the children while also attempting to assert their Fourth Amendment rights and taking appropriate steps to pursue officer accountability after the encounter. Mr. Adams demonstrated a competent understanding of the requirement of a warrant to enter his home and attempted to inform Sergeant Shaner of this legal obligation, although Sergeant Shaner chose to ignore him. Mr. Adams should also be commended for physically complying with the officer's commands and refraining from resisting Sergeant Shaner's handcuffing, even as he verbally protested the officer's actions. Ms. Graham appeared to be more focused on the safety and well-being of her family, particularly Mr. Adams' children, and I certainly cannot fault her for her choice and priorities. I do hope that Mr. Adams and Ms. Graham are able to find an attorney to represent them in a civil lawsuit, and wish them the best of luck as they pursue accountability. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to pick up.
This video is brought to you by Bitbox NES game cases. There is no better way to protect, store, and show off your NES game collection. Only available at stoneagegamer.com/bitbox. Skip it up and that up. So Glenn Beck decided on his show to talk about how there was 4 suicides in the UK, and it just so happened they all played Call of Duty. And of course, he turns this into a shit show talking about the dangers of video games. It's a fucking train wreck. Just watch for yourself. Dear God.
The thing that I want to talk to you here is the conversation that we're not having. And the conversation that we're not having as a culture is the role of the internet and the busyness of our lives and these video games in particular. The coroner has expressed great concern over the violent video game Call of Duty after 4 teenagers who regularly played went to kill themselves. John Pollard claims the Certificate 18 game, which includes graphic scenes of soldiers killing each other, had featured in several inquests he had presided over. This is in England. He's a coroner. A warning came after a hearing in the death of a schoolboy, William Menzies, who was always playing the game. That's in quotation marks. Recording a suicide verdict at William's inquest, Mr. Pollard said, "I have to say, and this is after 3 or 4 inquests into deaths of teens, the Call of Duty game seems to be figuring in recent activity just before death, and it concerns me greatly."
Oh my God. 4 people committed suicide and they were teenagers and they just so happened to be playing Call of Duty, which is one of the biggest franchises in video game history that millions upon millions of people play? Oh my God, what a coincidence! It has to be Call of Duty. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's like me saying, oh, Rich shot it. Like, say I committed suicide and an hour before I had a salad with croutons on it. Or people being like, oh, in the corner going, oh, Rich had a salad with croutons. I bet that was what put him over the edge and decided for him to swallow a bullet. It's not a coincidence. They're teenage kids and they play video games and they play Call of Duty, which is like 90% of the demographic. And on top of it, Glenn, millions upon millions of people play Call of Duty. And you're taking 4 people that decided to commit suicide that just so happened to play the game and saying, oh, Call of Duty's dangerous. It's violent. Which on top of it too, Call of Duty is a kitten compared to other first-person shooters. I mean, for Christ's sake, play the first Fear. The violence and the blood and the gore in that game will destroy any Call of Duty. It'll make Call of Duty seem like it should be rated E for everyone. He continues though, and it gets much worse. Take a look.
Don't forget that, remember the massacre in Norway? Where 77 people were killed? Do you remember what he said?
No.
He was trained to kill with Call of Duty and other video games.
So Anders Breivik was trained to kill dozens upon dozens of people with Call of Duty. An arcade-style, unrealistic shooter that allows you to auto aims for you on your targets. Okay, has no realistic recoil with the guns. There's nothing realistic about Call of Duty. That's how Anders Breivik was trained to kill in that massacre. Now, I will give Glenn Beck one thing. Anders Breivik did say that he was trained to kill with Call of Duty. But let's not go by the words of a sociopath, and let's go by the actual video game. There is no game out there, not Battlefield, not other first-person shooters, that can actually, or at least consumer games, that can actually train you to kill. This is not a substitute for a real gun. This does not show you how to hold a gun, how to handle a gun, how to handle the recoil, how to aim down the sights, and actually aim at somebody or something. This can't do that. This cannot teach you to kill with a gun. Okay, I just stop. I'm so tired of hearing that video games can train people to kill, or it makes them killers, or it makes them sociopaths. But he continues, and it keeps getting worse.
Isn't it interesting that we immediately had the gun talk here in America? That we talked about the guns. Nobody talked about the 77 people that were killed by a guy who said, I was trained to kill by playing these video games.
There it is again. There it is again. I've told you time and time again, video games are the scapegoat because people who suck NRA dick don't want new regulations on firearms. And Glenn Beck is so deep in the NRA's pocket, it's not even funny. He did the keynote speech last year for them. He's another one too, and he knows that people past my generation was the first generation to grow up. Okay, with video games. So we understand them. People a generation or two ahead of me, or older than me, I mean to say, they don't understand them. They're not familiar with video games, and he is feeding misinformation to them purposely. Okay, he goes on, there's something else I don't have in here where he's talking to his son and he's like, son, video games are dangerous. They've never been tested or tried before. We don't know what they do to our brains. They could be brainwashing us. Even though there's studies, there were decade-long studies that they did research on kids that were gamers, and they said they proved that video games don't make kids violent. But yes, Glenn, let's blame a harmless controller, let's blame a video game, and let's not blame a gun that could put a bullet hole in someone's head. Now he goes on to talk about Watch Dogs, and it gets even more ridiculous.
Watchdog is a new one. It's called Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs features a troubled anti-hero named Aiden Pierce. Now, an anti-hero. Have we not had enough? Can we have any heroes? Why must everyone be an anti-hero? Why must everyone break the law and do the thing? Why can't we have a Superman? Why can't we have somebody who is doing the right thing, does the hard thing? Instead, everybody is an anti-hero.
Glenn, are you serious? There's never true heroes in video games? Lego Marvel superheroes, Spider-Man, there was just the amazing Spider-Man 2 video game that just came out. And what about Batman? The Batman Arkham series, which is one of the most critically acclaimed video game series of all time. But yeah, Glenn, you're right. There's only anti-heroes, which are brainwashing the kids to not trust and go against the government. But watch now what he says about Watch Dogs. This is the icing on the shit cake. It's amazing.
Watch Dogs allow the players to hack into cell phones, ATMs, drawbridges, even helicopters. Through cameras and laptops and televisions, players can peer into someone's fictional files and bedrooms to wholly envelop the lives of others. The idea here is they're teaching you to hack and then become the ultimate voyeur in other people's lives, including their bedrooms, by hacking into their phones and everything that we talked about. When I said, hey, how many times you go to bed at night and have a conversation with your wife or other things at night, and you put this, your iPad or your phone, in the docking station right there at the edge of your bed? This game is teaching people to hack in to whatever is docked in your bedroom. What the heck is wrong with us?
Glenn, you're going to say with a straight face that Watch Dogs actually teaches you how to hack into a cell phone, how to hack into a computer, how to hack into electronic devices. You're going to say that with a straight face. For everyone who doesn't know, all Watch Dogs does is tells you on your controller, once again, this evil device here, when you see a device, all Watch Dogs does is say, press this button, and it lets you hack into it. That's not how hacking works, Glenn. And I'm pretty sure that you know that, or you don't, and you're just an idiot talking out of your ass and hoping that people think it's fact. You have to know how to code. You have to know how to work a computer. The game is not going to teach you how to hack into the Pentagon and make missiles pop off. It's not going to teach you how to hack into someone's iPhone or Android device that they have on the side of their bed so the next door neighbor's kid could hear his neighbors having sex. There's nothing in there that teaches you about hacking. You're an idiot. But you're not an idiot, though. You're not an idiot. You're doing what your donors who give you money to keep your show going, because when you had memberships on the show, no one was actually paying to watch you, so you had to get donors, and you're doing exactly what your donors want you to do, purposely spouting out misinformation so people believe what you say and think, oh, wow, maybe it isn't guns. Maybe there shouldn't be regulations on guns. It's the video game's fault. And for everyone out there who says I'm anti-gun, I'm not anti-gun. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of legally purchasing a firearm sometime in the somewhat near future. So I'm not against guns. But when I see shit like this, because he's trying to feed misinformation to ignorant people who don't understand gaming or don't understand technology, it pisses me off. And Glenn, I wish after you left Fox, you just went off into the sunset and remained irrelevant, because you are a bought asshole who purposely spews misinformation to please your donors. You're a salesman. You may as well work for HSN. This is Rich of Review Tech USA, signing out. Have a good one. Video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/ReviewTechUSA and enter the code RTU to save 10% on any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. This is one of those stories that usually I start off with some kind of like smooth or somewhat witty one-liner. I don't have anything. This story is so ridiculous. I don't have anything witty to say to start it off with. I will give a shout out though, because this is where I got the story from. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Michelangelo, who has the YouTube channel Friendly AI. He does awesome news videos. He looks fantastic naked. I'll have a link to his channel below in the description. Check it out. I do guarantee he will not be naked in his videos though. For now, that could change. So let's be real here. We all want Half-Life 3. I want Half-Life 3. You want Half-Life 3. I mean, let's be honest, even Half-Life 2 to this day, if you load it up on your PC, the game doesn't feel dated. It's a brilliant game. I'm personally not as in love with it as other people are, but I gotta still give Valve credit where credit's due. Half-Life 2 is a masterpiece. It's not my favorite game of all time, but I do know when there's a talented development team that makes a great product. And in fact, Half-Life 2 was a fantastic product. Well, people want Half-Life 3. So a random guy decides that I'm going to start a Half-Life 3 Kickstarter and make the game myself. I'm not kidding about this. Christopher James Butler, the Kickstarter campaign is canceled, shockingly, decided that he was going to start a Kickstarter campaign to get approximately $2,500 US. He asked for 1,500 pounds to start Half-Life 3. He was going to develop it. This is what his Kickstarter that's now canceled had to say. I have decided to design it myself, Half-Life 3 he's referring to, with a small team to hopefully bring more adventure to this series in a full playable game. I have a small team of 6 people, including myself. We all have our own funds, which red flag right there, in order to keep ourselves paid for the duration of the project. The main ask for pledges is literally just to keep up to date with the latest software and maintenance in a project such as this. His lack of knowing the English language is astounding. We are looking to create a full playable game of Half-Life 3 as we feel the game needs a continuation, which we love playing so much, and as Valve seems set on not recreating a Half-Life 3, then we are looking to steal the market for this ourselves because, intellectual properties and copyrights wouldn't just bury you instantly. This is what he writes in the risks and challenges. Obviously, the biggest challenge is living up to the expectation of the fans, but I feel working for Valve and being fans of the games ourselves, we feel we can recreate that which we loved and bring it to the next gen of console gaming as well as PC. So according to him, he worked for Valve before. So of course, anyone with a brain would have gotten pissed off at this Kickstarter campaign, and Christopher James Butler had a response to those people on the updates page in the Kickstarter. This is what he had to say. No, we haven't, shockingly, approach Valve about this. This will be released under a different name and concept, but it will in fact just be Half-Life 3. We are naming it, you ready for this? Half-Life 3. Just without the dash in between half and life. At present, just so fans know what we are actually doing, rather than coming up with a new name game from the start that people are more likely to pass by not knowing what it actually is. And here's the thing, if you look at the first update, they were planning, they were quote unquote planning, him and his imaginary friends were planning on completing this game in 10 months. A huge AAA big budget, supposedly first person shooter, a team of 6 people were planning to complete in 10 months. Oh boy. This is, wow. I'm getting a headache just looking at this Kickstarter campaign. Again, I shit you not, it's below in the description. This really did happen. It may be taken down if someone's watching this video 2 months from after the date I uploaded this video, but you could look, if you're watching it the day I uploaded, it's still there now, and someone actually attempted to try to pull this shit. It's unreal. See, this is the shit that's going to kill like Indiegogo and Kickstarter and Patreon and all that crap. Look, I fall into the camp of people are going to start Kickstarters, projects are going to fall through. You donate money to one of these projects, and yeah, things could happen, and your money may, get wasted. But that's your choice. You know that going into it. But this is just straight up fraud. This was a guy who used a big budget title to just try to get $2,500 or 1,500 pounds. I mean, Kickstarter, I know you do quick reviews of campaigns. Now people may say, oh, they do a quick review, Rich. You have a random guy who's not part of Valve looking to make Half-Life 3. You obviously know that's fraudulent. You obviously know he doesn't have the rights to the intellectual property or the IP. You know that it's infringing on copyrights, and you approve it? What the hell, man? This just boggled my mind. I can't believe this was even up on Kickstarter. And this is what's going to kill it. If dumbass shit like this, that's just obviously people looking for a quick buck, is what is going to kill Kickstarter. This is fraud to the nth degree. Like, I'm sure that's like me saying, oh, I'm gonna start a Kickstarter and I want to make my own Castlevania. But, just to not infringe on copyright so people know it's Castlevania, I'm going to change the C to a K. And everything else is going to remain the same. It's going to have all the other stuff in it that still infringes on copyrights, but I changed the name a little bit, so it's not going to, Konami's not going to get pissed off at me. They would bury me in court. They would bury me. And the thing is, like Michelangelo said, if they have all the money in the world to create this game, Why would they only need a couple grand or like $2,600 roundabout from fans of Half-Life 3 or people to fund this Kickstarter if they're just rolling in dough that they could just sit around programming a AAA game for close to a year? Just everything about this, man, was just shady it was ridiculous. I cannot believe that Kickstarter, like I said, I know they have a quick review process, but a monkey could have looked at this and been like, nope, denied, you're not part of Valve, and we're not allowing this Kickstarter to even go up. But they did. It's canceled now, but they allowed it, and it's kind of this kind of shit that's going to end up hurting these crowd-funded campaigns. It's ridiculous, man. I can't believe this was even up there. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure this video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/reviewtechusa and enter the code RTU to save 10% on any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. So if you hate pre-ordering games as much as I do, boy oh boy are you gonna love this. Not really. So GameStop was just at an investors meeting, and to make a long story short, what GameStop is looking to do is when games are being developed, they want to throw developers and publishers a shit ton of cash to make exclusive content for their versions of the game. So for example, let's just say, I'm pulling this out of my ass, Assassin's Creed Unity, okay? GameStop would give, they're going to give, let's just throw a number out there, Ubisoft $20 million. I don't know if that's a realistic number. This is an as-if example. To say to Ubisoft, hey, we want you to make a part of that game exclusive to our version of Assassin's Creed Unity. So only people who pre-order Assassin's Creed Unity, the Power Plus members who order Assassin's Creed Unity through GameStop, can get that level or get that part of the map in Assassin's Creed Unity. Nowhere else, whether you go to Amazon, whether you pre-order for the PC from Steam, you cannot get that level for anywhere else. It's exclusive to the GameStop version of Assassin's Creed Unity, to customers who pre-order, because GameStop will throw money down to make sure that level gets developed solely for the pre-ordered GameStop version of the game. And on top of, from what I read from the Kotaku article, it may look like they may even try to do that with DLC. So, like, out in the future, like, say there's DLC. Once again, this is an as-if example. This is not confirmed. I'm just making this up. Say, for example, they do this with Assassin's Creed Unity, which, again, this is make-believe. The DLC in the future, so when they have new game modes, new maps for Assassin's Creed Unity, you'll only be able to get them from the pre-ordered GameStop version of the game. Yeah, it's a train wreck. And like Kotaku's article said, I'll have a couple articles below, but they made a good point. If this works out for GameStop, you don't think Amazon and Walmart and Target may follow suit? So you may have, which could be disastrous for other reasons, which I'll talk about in a minute. Let's use Assassin's Creed again, Unity. I'm beating this game up, but it's in my head as my example. Say GameStop does this, Amazon does this, Target does this, Walmart does this. You'll have like 5 different versions of the same game, all with exclusive content from different retailers for them to try to get you to get the game from them. Oh boy. So Polygon just released an article, and they were talking to Paul Raines, who is the CEO of GameStop, and he says, look, don't worry, we're not getting involved in the creative process. It's just a financial thing. We're going to throw developers and publishers money so we could get exclusive content for our version of their game. We're not becoming developers. Don't worry. Which, I don't know, he doesn't get what people are concerned about. We don't think that GameStop is going to start sending out programmers and game developers to Ubisoft. We're concerned about how this could like compartmentalize and split up the games market and screw us over as consumers. Now, I'm going to basically be like the devil's advocate here, okay? From a consumer's perspective, talking about myself too, I think this blows a gigantic bag of horse dicks. I think it sucks, okay? I think that, it's not fair that I'm spending $60 for the game on the PC, and the guy who gets the game from GameStop is going to get the version for maybe the same price if he pre-orders it with more content. I think that's BS. But at the same time, from a business standpoint, but there's an if with this too. That's the third thing I'll talk about. From a business standpoint, I see why GameStop wants to do this. Because here's the thing. The 13-year-old kid who doesn't think about this and doesn't get pissed off at this shit and doesn't think that deep into it, all he's going to know is, Mom, I want Destiny from GameStop, and I want to pre-order it there because there's a really cool extra map and you can only get it from GameStop. And they know that those 13-year-old kids who don't give a shit if this is unethical or not, who don't give a shit how this could harm the industry as a whole, they're going to go to GameStop and get the game. So from a business standpoint, it could be very good. Okay, I know that rhymed. It could be very good for GameStop. But here is where the shit could hit the fan and the nipples could hit the razor. I don't know what the hell that means. Just roll with it. Anyway, this is where shit could get bad. If this does well for GameStop, okay, and people start pre-ordering like crazy because all of the big AAA games have exclusive maps and worthwhile exclusive game content that you can only get at GameStop. Like Kotaku said, you don't think that Amazon's going to do the same thing? That Walmart's going to do the same thing? That Target's going to do the same thing? And other retailers aren't going to do the same thing? Of course they are. And this is where shit could get bad and could be dangerous for the industry. Because like I said before, you could have Assassin's Creed Unity and there could be like 6 different versions out there because Walmart has their own exclusive content. Amazon has their own exclusive content. GameStop has their own exclusive content. And it could piss off the consumer, and then they could just be like, fuck it, throw their hands up and say, I'm cooking meth. I'm not buying the game from anybody. And it can cause a horrible calamity in the industry. You know, I don't think that'll happen, but it could. I mean, think about it from your perspective. Wouldn't you be pissed off if all you want to do is play the goddamn game and there's like 6 different places offering 6 different versions of extra content or DLC with the game because they have some exclusive thing with Ubisoft? I keep on using Assassin's Creed Unity, but it's true. If there's like 7 different versions of Assassin's Creed Unity out there, you may pull your hair out or scratch your bald head if you're bald like me and say, fuck all of you, this is bullshit. Just because you're trying to get me to go into your store and buy the game, you're putting me at a disadvantage. And it may confuse you too, because say there's 7 different versions of the game out there, you may not know which content is better. And then it may just flood the consumer, be like, where the hell do I get the game from? Where the hell do I pre-order the game from? I don't know which pre-order content I want. Fuck it, I'm done. And that could happen too, and that could be disastrous for the gaming community. And it could be disastrous for the games industry, I mean to say. So I wish they would not do this. I hate pre-orders. I never, ever, I think like 3 times in my life I've pre-ordered a game. And now after this, I know for a fact I'll never do it again. It's bullshit, man. Pre-orders are cancerous and they need to go away. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one. This video was brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/reviewtechusa and enter the code RTU to save 10% on any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. Trying to grow this beard here and it's just not working, so you're gonna see me shaved and clean tomorrow. Or not shaved completely, I'll have the lines again. Anyway, enough with my facial hair. What's going on, everybody? Rich of Review Tech USA, and this is actually a response video to Black Bond. It's not a negative response video. He actually put up a very interesting video called, I don't know the exact title, but his video is called My Take on the Current Gaming Industry. That's probably not the exact title, but whatever. I'll have a link to the video below in the description. I watched the video. I thought it was very interesting, and it was kind of something I wanted to make a video about for a while. So I'm like, hey, perfect timing. I'll make a response to Black Pond. And what I'm going to do is just kind of give my off-the-cuff take on all the different platforms, the 3DS, the Wii U, the PS4, the PC, the Xbox One, the Vita, so on and so forth, even mobile gaming, and just give you how I feel things are going and where I think things will go. And that's pretty much it. It's just kind of like let's say a semi-educated rant. Okay. So we'll start off with the portable gaming, all right? So we'll start off with the 3DS. The 3DS is the comeback kid I never saw making a comeback. When Nintendo initially announced the 3DS, I thought it was going to be doom and gloom. I wanted to make sure I was recording. I thought it was going to be doom and gloom, and I thought the thing was going to be a complete failure. I just thought that people didn't want dedicated consoles anymore, and I wasn't the only one predicting this. But when Nintendo lowered the price and came out with games like Super Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart 7, it just did a complete 180. Even as of the newest VG charts for June 21st, the 3DS outsold even the PS4. It was number one globally in terms of hardware sales. So I gotta admit that I was totally wrong on the 3DS. I didn't think it was going to do well at all. I thought it was going to be a miserable failure, but it's the most popular console out there right now, including the home consoles. It's outselling everything. I still hold to the fact, though, or my opinion, I should say, that it will be the last true dedicated console from Nintendo. I know they have some secret project that they're working on, but with tablets or smartphones now as powerful as my Galaxy Note 3 here, I just don't see. I know I've said it before and I was wrong, but I just don't see people needing to have a dedicated gaming console. But Nintendo is also smart about the games they release. The only thing that makes me doubt myself and say, hey, maybe they can go and have a next-gen portable console come out is that Nintendo knows the games to release for the console. They release kind of quick pick up and play games, and third-party developers release the right games for the system, and it seems to work for the 3DS. People could, even if they have a smartphone, there's those unique experiences you could get on the 3DS that you could whip it open, play it real quick, close it back up, goes into standby, and you're good to go. Also, the fact that it's clamshell, which Sony should have taken notes with that, is a smart thing too. You fold it up, put it in your pocket, put it in your purse, and it just is very portable friendly. And Nintendo just, I don't know. I can't say I don't know, but you know what I mean. I'm pretty blown away with how well the 3DS is doing. It'll be interesting to see if it can hold up this winning streak for like another year or two. But as of now, Nintendo's killing it, and I was wrong. Completely wrong. That brings us on to the PS Vita. Now, if you guys remember, I reviewed the PS Vita. I no longer own it because I barely touched the thing, but when I first got it, I played the hell out of it for the review, and I love the thing. It's an incredible piece of technology. The games like Killzone Mercenary is the best first-person shooter I ever played on a portable console. But that's the thing with the Vita, and I think Sony's realizing this too, because they kind of admitted they're not going to come out with like AAA games for the Vita anymore, or at least with the frequency as they were before, is that if I wanted to play a game like Killzone, I'd play it on the PS3 or PS4. And that's what Sony, for some reason, is thick with and didn't realize even after the PSP. Now, the PSP did like approximately, this is coming off the top of my head, I did look up charts before, 70 plus million units for the PSP worldwide. But Sony is stubborn and seems to be, at least when they first came out with the PS Vita, we're going to give console experiences on the go. In most cases, and I know there's this small group that's an exception out there, and you're a very vocal small group that is the exception, most people don't want that full console experience on the go. And that's what's really hurting the Vita right now, is that people want those. That's why the 3DS is doing so well, because it has those pick up and play games, those fun, lighthearted games that you can just flip open the 3DS and play them. The Vita, they tried to go that console gaming on the go route again, and especially nowadays, people don't want that. Now, it's interesting to see what they're doing with the Vita. They're kind of making it like an accessory for the PS4 with remote play, which I tried remote play. It's okay. It's just not my thing. But they're trying to make it like an accessory with the PS4. We'll see if that makes the Vita successful, but honestly, I'm just kind of disappointed with Sony that they went with the whole console on the go route again, and that's honestly what's hurting them. The PS Vita, like I said in my review, and I still to this day stand by that review, is great. I thought it was a phenomenal piece of technology. But that whole hardware leap that it has in terms of, great graphics and everything like that isn't going to hold up forever. Look how they brought Borderlands 2 out. I mean, their whole thing was like, oh, it's such a powerful console. They brought Borderlands 2 to the Vita, and because, the hardware is already showing its age, it hit with a resounding thud. The Borderlands 2 for the Vita was a super watered down port from all the reviews I read. So why would you want to play that? That's a perfect example, actually. Why would you want to play that version of Borderlands 2 when you could play it at home? And even on the 7th gen consoles, which are extremely dated, it'll play a hell of a lot better. They just lost focus with the Vita, and maybe them reestablishing the Vita as a great PS4 accessory, because especially since the PS4 is selling fantastic, is probably a smart move to do with the Vita, because people just don't want those AAA experiences in most cases. I know you guys are out there that do want the AAA portable games. Most people don't. So to reestablish a system as an accessory for the PS4 is probably a smart idea, because it'll be a good way for them to still make money off of it. Whereas if they kept on trying to pump out AAA games for the Vita, they would just end up losing a ton of cash on it. So hopefully they could turn the Vita around. It is a great system. I just think it was a great system at the wrong time. It's the best way to look at it. PC gaming. Okay. Bond was pretty much totally positive on PC gaming. And yeah, I have two, granted they're mostly for work, but I have 2 gaming rigs, okay? I prefer PC gaming. Even when there is a piss poor port, it's still usually superior 99% of times on the PC. Even if they just took like an Xbox 360 version of a game and just literally just slapped it over to Steam and just change a couple things around to make it work on the PC, it still runs better and looks better. With that being said, though, for you guys, a lot of you guys always still to this day ask me, hey, Rich, I'm kind of disappointed with the 8th gen consoles. I want to get into PC gaming. What are some of the drawbacks of it? And one of them, like I've said before, is the piss poor ports. A lot of times what developers will do, especially now with this gen, I think we're going to see it a lot more, because this generation, the Xbox One and PS4 really are just straight up PCs, is that a lot of times they put no effort into the PC version of the game. Look at Dead Rising 3. Either they came up with a whole eloquent excuse of, this, and it's only going to be 30 frames per second because of this and this and this, and basically at the end of that big long PR statement that came out, they basically said, yeah, to make it run smooth at 60 frames per second, we didn't want to put the money in, so we just basically ported it over. That's the shortcoming to PC gaming, is that a lot of times it's just console ports with at best a smooth, a little coat of paint on it to make it look better on the PC. So I guess if anyone asks what the biggest shortcoming to PC is that. Another thing too, and I've talked about this in my PC is for you, there's the hardware, there could be the hardware issues, the compatibility issues. You have to, when you get into PC gaming, unless you want to go out and spend an insane amount of money on a pre-built rig that is already usually has crappy hardware in it, you have to get technical with it. You have to figure out software issues and hardware issues on your own. So there you go. That's PC gaming in a whole. I'm glad to see that PC gaming, especially with Steam, is making its huge. It's making a huge comeback, and PC gaming has never really been dying, to be honest with you. But the whole digital distribution thing with Origin and Steam, and maybe even Uplay a little bit, even though I don't really like Uplay, is helping PC make a comeback. And PC, I have to say, in defense of PC, and I brought up some of the negatives, I'll bring up the positives. It's easier than ever now to game on PC. You download a game through Steam. If Steam's open in the background and there's an update for that game, it automatically installs the update. Especially with internet speeds now, and US internet speeds suck, the games download within 30, 40 minutes. So PC gaming has come a long way, and it's the closest convenience-wise to console gaming ever, but there's still those shortcomings that I mentioned. So PC gaming is what PC gaming is. If you want to get into it, just know the positives and negatives, and know if the negatives are something that you want to deal with. That's PC gaming. I prefer it. Black Bomb prefers it. Icy Rhythms prefers it. But you may hate it. I love it. It's funny because going off on a little tangent here, if you remember, when you could ask Blackbuster Critic about this, back in 09, 010, because that's kind of when I got back into PC gaming, or actually let's say 07, I got back into it. I was big into it back in like the late 80s and early 90s. When I got back into it, Vista was still king, okay, in 07. And it left such a bad taste in my mouth. I was even though I had a gaming rig, a pretty decent one, even back in 07, I was anti-PC gaming, and I did a complete 180. If you remember, I had the whole debate with Blockbuster Critic of why consoles are better. Now I kind of feel that PC gaming is better, but there's still shortcomings. That was many moons ago, and I've changed, but there's still shortcomings, so just make sure you're aware of them. Anyway, moving on. The Wii U. Oh, boy. The Wii U, when it first came out, or when they first announced it, I should say, I really hoped, hopefully there isn't a bug on my leg, I really hoped that Nintendo finally said, okay, here is the system that we're going to embrace third-party developers again with open arms. This is the system that you're going to be able to get the first-party games. This is the system you're going to be able to get the third-party games. You'll be able to get your Zelda and your Call of Duty, your Super Mario 3D World, and your Battlefield. We're going to join them all together, and it's going to be like the Super Nintendo days all over again. And they seemed like they were going down that route. I remember when Reggie came out and he was saying, oh, this Wii U, this is for you, the gamers. I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but you get my point. And then they showed all of the third-party games like Metro Last Light, Darksiders 2, yada, yada, yada. I can't think of it. The game by Tecmo, I can't think of it. Ninja Gaiden and so on and so forth. And, they came out all tough, like, their chest was all bulging, and they were, oh, we're going to do it. We're going to be the system that everyone buys. And then they come out to market, and like, yeah, they had the third-party games, and they were just like, oh, this is scary. Oh, and maybe we should just first party. We're for kids again. We're about fun. We're about family. And then they went back to the whole thing like they did with the Wii. Wii sales are better now. The whole... I'm looking at VG charts, that's why I keep looking to the left here. As of June 21st, the Wii U is in fifth behind the Xbox One with 53,294 units sold globally. So the whole Mario Kart 8 gravy train is starting to slow down a little bit. But I really wish, and I've said this before, I really wish Nintendo did stick with that first party and third party. We're going to embrace the third parties. I don't understand why throughout history Nintendo... I know why, because Nintendo for a while thought that third parties were a waste of time. But I really wish they would realize that how much they would... And I'm glad to see the Wii U is doing better. But I really wish that Nintendo would just would have just came out with that system that was on par with the PS4 and Xbox One, so you could have Mario Kart 8. You could have the newest Battlefield that's coming out. The name for some reason right now is slipping my mind. You can have Super Mario 3D World, okay? And then you could have BioShock Infinite. You get what I'm saying? And it is what it is now. They released a system with the hardware specs it has, whether it's 50% more powerful than the Xbox 360, exactly as powerful, whatever. It's spilt milk. They have the system now. Now what Nintendo needs to do is just market the hell out of the Wii U. Even to this day, I have to say I'm not impressed with the marketing. I think that's another part of the biggest problem with the Wii U, and I've said this a billion times before, is that until fairly recently, people didn't even know that the Wii U was a next-gen console from Nintendo. They thought it was a peripheral for the Wii, or they didn't know the fucking thing existed at all. And it was a horrible move by Nintendo. Nintendo just did not. The marketing for it was, especially initially, piss poor. So now at Nintendo, what you got to do is you have to market the system. Whatever the case may be with the hardware, just come out with the games, man. Come out with the mature titles. Keep coming out with your first. I don't want to see any focus be taken away from your first party exclusives, because that's what makes Nintendo Nintendo. But I would love to see for you from Nintendo come out with some more mature exclusives that would bring in people who may have just said, screw Nintendo, I'm just going over to Sony or Microsoft. The Wii U is what it is. I'm glad to see, like Reggie said, that they're going to continue supporting it, because I do like the system. I do like it a lot. I didn't like the Wii. I said I thought the Wii was garbage, but I do enjoy the Wii U. And now, whatever its shortcomings are, Nintendo has to deal with them. Now you got to make it even more appealing, Nintendo. Mario Kart 8 was a great example of showing how a first-party game could boost up those sales. Now keep the momentum going. Don't stop. Don't let people know the Wii U is out there. Put it in everyone's faces. Keep coming out with those first-party exclusives in a timely manner, and keep the library flowing. Keep the new games coming out. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't have any dry spells, and that'll help you. Whatever even if the Wii U ends up staying in third place, if it still sells 60 million units or 50 million units, who cares what place it's in? As long as there's an install base big enough they can make money off of it, who cares what place you're in? I mean, yeah, there's the console war, the console race, but at the end of the day, if you're in third place and you're still killing it financially, what does it matter? You're in third place, quote unquote. The Xbox One, moving on. The Xbox One, when it first was announced, I think even if you were a fanboy of the Xbox One, when Microsoft first revealed the Xbox One, it was a complete disaster. Everything from how they, talked about it more about television than they did about gaming. How they were going to do the whole DRM thing where, there are only certain places you could trade games in at if the developer would let you, and they were going to go through this whole DRM process. The internet check-in where they were going to do it every 24 hours. Horrible, 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 horrible marketing of that system. And when they revealed it, it was a complete and utter disaster. And what made it worse is they backtracked on everything. It was good they did. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong what I'm saying. It was great that they backtracked on the DRM, the internet check-in, so on and so forth. But it just made them seem very unsure of the direction of their next-gen system, their product, the Xbox One. Now with Phil Spencer at the helm, and he's the new leadership there, things are going a lot better for the Xbox One, okay? They got rid of the Kinect, which to me was the cancer of that system, okay? Well, they didn't get rid of it, but now they have a Kinect-less Xbox One bundle, which indirectly is getting rid of it, which brings the price down. The games are going to eventually come, and they're going in the right direction with the system. The thing that kills it, and Black Bond did say this, is that they cut down on the performance of the Xbox One to shoehorn in, because they really thought that everyone was going to want the Kinect and they wanted to shove it down everyone's throat. They cut back on the system's capabilities. So now it's kind of like the tables have turned. In the 7th gen, yes, the PS3 in theory was more powerful, but you really only saw it with first-party titles. Whereas third-party titles with the 7th gen on the PS3, a lot of times they were either crappy ports from the Xbox 360, and they just ran and looked crappier. So third-party games on the PS3, really until the 10th or 11th hour, were not up to snuff with the 360 version. They actually kind of always were. The frame rate was always a little crappier. The resolution was always a little crappier. Even though the PS3, in theory, was more capable, it just a lot of times third-party games look like crap because people didn't want to deal with the sell. It's different this time. Basically, what's happening is, even though the tables have turned, the Xbox One is just not as powerful as the PS4. They put a crappier GPU in there, and you're seeing it with the games. And a lot of times the games will be lower resolution, the frame rate won't be as smooth. So Black Bomb brought up a very good point, is that even though the systems are both $399, you're still the Xbox One is not good. The games aren't going to perform as well. And I guarantee you, Microsoft now, if they had a crystal ball and saw how fast they were going to have to really give up die-hard support of the Kinect, they would have made the specs on par with the PS4. Because now that's always going to be like the ghost or the skeleton in their closet that, okay, yeah, we're the same price as the PS4, but when you get games, they're always going to be a lower resolution. They're always not going to look as good. So they're going to have to get around that. Okay, so because even people who aren't tech savvy, if they hear in the news that games don't look as good on the Xbox One, even if it's only by a marginal amount and 80 lines of resolution, people are going to be like, all right, same price, and the games look better on the PS4, I'm going to buy the PS4. So now, Phil and Microsoft, you got to bring the exclusives. That's what's going to differentiate you from your competition. The PS4 mostly is the exclusives. If you have games that people, and they're good games, that people cannot get anywhere else, then they'll buy an Xbox One. Because if you're depending on the third-party games, people are just going to buy a PS4. Just like with the 7th gen, people, if they were just wanting third-party games, they just bought a 360 because the games ran and looked better on there. And the 360 was also, for most of the 7th generation, substantially cheaper than the PS3. So the PS4, last but not least, Sony learned hardcore from their mistakes with the PS3, which were a shit ton. They learned, make the system easy to program for. Okay, don't do some Ken Kutaragi funky cell processor that developers can't wrap their minds around. And then, hey, look, like I just said, they got the crappier ports of third-party games. Make the system affordable. Don't make it $600 like you did the PS3. It was $399. So they just did everything right. And with the whole thing coming out saying, we're not going to do the whole DRM thing. You want to trade a game with your friend? It was just home run all the way. Honestly, I don't really see any super stellar first-party games so far that I think are a must-have for the PS4. But people, I think, know what's coming, like with God of War and the next Uncharted. Like, yeah, okay, there's third-party games that are okay enough. The system, well, until recently, was $100 cheaper than its main competitor, and we know the good games are coming, and we know it's actually a superior platform. So, hey, we're going to go out and buy a PS4. It will deal with the third-party games and first-party games, and when the great games come out, we'll be ready. So they really just marketed everything right. Now, PS Now is a different story with the whole streaming thing. I think that a lot of you guys came out and said to me, Rich, that's the developers and publishers dictating the prices. It doesn't matter. I don't care if God himself is dictating the prices. The prices are terrible. Okay, they have to do something about the pricing of PS Now games. That's a different video for a different topic. The PS4, they did a lot of things right. And hopefully Nintendo, listen to me, Sony keeps doing those same things. They really appeal to the core gamer again. They made an affordable system. They made it powerful. It's the most powerful next-gen system, which kind of isn't saying much. I've talked about that before too. But they made a powerful, affordable next-gen system, and they marketed it right because they learned. You got to give Sony credit. And you got to give Microsoft credit. They learned from the mistakes they made with the Xbox One in the same generation. But Sony learned from their mistakes, and they put their pride aside and said, hey, we got to do something different with our next-gen system. We got to make it affordable. We got to make it powerful. We got to make it easy to program for. And they did all those things, and they're reaping the benefits of it now. But on a side note, I was just kind of said it a second ago. you also got to give Microsoft credit because they have the money that they could have been stubborn. Like I've said in a previous video, they have the money they could have been stubborn and said, no, screw you, we're sticking with the Kinect. We're only going to have one bundle that has the Kinect in it. But they humble themselves, they listen to the consumer, and I think in the long run it's going to help Microsoft too. I really think Phil Spencer knows what the hell he's doing, and that's why we're seeing these positive changes for the Xbox One coming so quick. Now, how do I feel about the gaming, the current state of gaming as a whole? I'm kind of disappointed with it. I know the exclusives are coming. Okay, it's going to be. I'm going to kind of hear mutter and stutter here a little because I'm trying to. I almost feel like this generation is going to disappoint me the most because there's going to be exclusives I want for the Xbox One. There's going to be exclusives I want for the PS4 and the Wii U especially because Nintendo's probably more about exclusives than Microsoft or Sony. But more than ever, we're seeing the third-party games come out for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And what version am I going to buy mostly? I'm going to buy the PC version. Sniper Elite 3, I'm buying that probably right after this video. What version am I going to buy? I'm going to buy the PC. I almost said PS4 version. I'm going to buy the PC version, and it's going to look and run better. And that's the thing I'm really seeing. See, back even like with like the PS2 days and the original Xbox days, and especially N64 and PC and PS1 days, a lot of the third-party games, were just on the consoles. So you had a reason to just get it. Even the third-party games would just come out for the consoles. So there was a reason to own the consoles because there were always games, even from third-party developers, that you couldn't get on the PC. Now, because and especially because the games cost so much to make, they got to profit as much as they can. A lot of the games, even I think the next Mortal Kombat, I'm pretty positive, and that just came into my head, and I don't want to stop the video and make it look choppy. The next Mortal Kombat is coming to PC. Which version am I going to get? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm really disappointed. Almost for a while, I have to admit, I'm not going to, but I had to admit, I was thinking about selling the PS4 and Xbox One. I was just like, what am I keeping these for? For 99% of the games that I want to just be on the PC and look and run better? But then I came back down to earth. The Halo Master Chief Collection's coming out. God of War is going to be coming out. I'm going to give The Last of Us another shot, even though I hated the game the first time around. The next Uncharted's coming out. But, there's still more third-party games than first-party games. And I mostly play third-party games. And Icy Rhythms talked about this a while back, too. And where am I going to get those third-party games? Mostly on the PC. Virtually all of them on the PC. And I almost feel like, especially now this gen, because the next-gen consoles, the 8th-gen consoles, I should say, really are just watered-down PCs. I almost feel like the magic of console gaming is almost completely dead. That's my opinion. I can't help how I feel. More than ever, where there was always a reason to have a console, now more than ever I question it. I'm going to keep the consoles because of the games I mentioned previously, but I just feel like that magic is gone. And it's not even because of my age, because I got into the 7th gen in 2007. I was an adult back then, and there was great experiences that I had on the 360 that you couldn't get anywhere else, and on the PS3. And I know there is going to be those exclusives. I know it's, especially over time, there's going to be more and more exclusives. But as a person who, the majority of the games I play are third-party games, they just, most of that experience I could get on the PC. And it more than ever this generation, we're going to see a lot of those games on the PC. Whereas in the past, a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but it was more often that third-party games would even just end up on consoles. So there was a reason more so to have consoles than there is now. But this is null and void to you guys out there who don't own a gaming PC, so that doesn't apply to you. But for the guys who do, I think you know where I'm coming from. All right, folks, this was a very long-winded video. I had a lot to say. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you disagree with me, explain why. Just leave how you feel about this and your take on things. And yes, I may not be able to reply to every comment because I get a crap ton of comments, but I do read your comments. So please leave your thoughts in the comment section below and I will read them. All right, folks, this is Rich at Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.